Hello everyone and welcome to the 2017 AEL Nationals, where tonight we bring you some of the best Counter-Strike Global Offensive from across the country, where the top two teams face each other off in Sydney to determine who will represent Australia at the 9th Esports World Championship in South Korea. I am Darren aka Kwan, this is Kevin aka Kareth, and Stuart aka Sonic. So Kevin, tell me about tonight's game.
Well, today, as you mentioned earlier as well, it is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is a tactical first-person shooter. So not only is it whoever's got the better reflexes, but also who's got the better strategies, and the better team will, as you mentioned earlier as well, will represent Australia to take it out against some of the other world's best players as well.
Thanks so much, Kevin. We caught up with the players earlier today. Let's go check out how they're feeling about tonight's competition.
I'm Travis Wizard Richardson. I'm from Sydney, New South Wales, and I play for Kings GC.
Hi, I'm Tyler Tux-Riley from the Chiefs Esports Club.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hatzbagic and I'm from Kings Gaming Club.
I'm Alistair Johnson. I'm 19 years old and I play for the Chiefs.
Feeling good. Obviously we're coming in today with a substitute, and I think it's going to make the game rather interesting.
It's a lot difficult coming into this because they're playing with a stand-in, so they're obviously going to be playing a little more unorthodox than usual.
Just everything is going to be on the fly.
So yeah, we've just been scrimming, normal routine, trying to work on our own game a fair bit because we've been losing a bit lately, so yeah, trying to be a bit more prepared.
There's nothing I love more than representing Australia in Counter-Strike, and this tournament is something that has been on the horizon for quite some time.
We've run overseas a couple of times, and to go overseas and represent Australia again would be just absolutely amazing.
Been together for nearly a year and a half. So yeah, I think that's sort of what leads to our success as a team, is that we all get along with each other, we can talk to each other properly.
Whatever they've got, bring it on.
Just watch out.
For the throne, baby.
Yeah, the Chiefs. That's it. No, it's good banter.
That looks like we have some strong competition and those competitors are ready to play. Kevin, what can you tell me about Chiefs?
Chiefs. I mean, this is a lineup which it's been historically around for a very, very long time. So the Chiefs Esports Club, has multiple teams in multiple titles, and their Counter-Strike Global Offensive team is definitely one of the top ones there. They've also upset the European teams, which are normally considered the pinnacle of just overall Counter-Strike. Just really excited to see how they go. Been in a bit of a slump recently, but you know what they say about slumps. After you hit rock bottom, you're going to hit that high once again.
Excellent. And Stuart, Kings, obviously top competitors coming up against Chiefs. They performed so well in their last tournament. How do you think they're looking tonight?
Yeah, so the new boys on the block coming up against Chiefs, who had kind of had this historical kind of highs as one of the best teams, but Kings have put themselves in with some recent performances. Then the new teams on the block, and they've put in some really solid performances. We saw them at their last LAN event; they're actually able to take it out, and so they're unknown quality coming into this. Can we see them continue to rise to become one of the best teams in Australia and kind of represent themselves in South Korea, or are we going to see them kind of falter against Chiefs that have been a historic, one of the strongest teams in Australia?
So tonight, Kings are playing with a substitute, right? It's not their normal lineup. They've had to sub someone in. Do you think that's going to impact their performance against someone like Chiefs?
I'd say a little bit. When coming on towards the defensive side, it's going to leave a little bit of a hole. I mean, their substitute is going to be for the sniper, which is going to be Zedski instead of Sicko. But knowing Zedski as well, he's been playing for a very, very long time inside the Australian scene. The only thing I could say is that he hasn't actually played that much recently in comparison towards, say, Sicko. And just always integrating yourself into a team is quite difficult. It's not just simply, oh yeah, I can just play a position. You have to learn all these intricate call-outs. It actually is quite challenging. Yeah,
that teamwork. All right. So let's have a look at what maps are going to be played tonight.
So the map veto, Darren, is a 7-map kind of process where we're eliminating maps until it's the final 3 left. A team that takes 2 maps will win the best of 3 series and win the chance to represent Australia internationally. So this also means that teams have to ban 4 maps as well and pick 1 map apiece. The final map left remaining will be the one where teams will duke it out on.
Thanks so much, Kevin. So what maps have been picked so far?
So we've actually seen Chiefs pick up Train as their map pick. For Kings, it's been Mirage as their pick. And for the final map, we're going to be seeing Overpass. Interesting little veto process there, because we've seen them play out recently, actually, and it was the same map pool. So it's an interesting kind of mind games. Train's kind of notoriously been Chiefs' strongest map. They were able to get a win at in the Kudos Bank Arena against Renegades, who are one of the strongest teams in Australia, on train. So obviously it's a map that they feel confident on, and Mirage. Kings kind of a new team, but they've always been really solid on Mirage. So it's an interesting one. They're both going to be coming out of the gates on their strongest map, and they'll hopefully be building confidence off their best maps.
Well, what predictions do you think will happen there in that game?
It's a tough one to say for certain, Stu, because as much as I want to say we can favour the Kings because they've been, in a dominant fashion, you can never kind of count the Chiefs out of it. The Chiefs playing together for much longer. It just feels like to me they have a much more tactical map depth. I mean, we're seeing the maps picked Train and Overpass. They're more known as the ones where you have to kind of strategize around it. It's much more difficult to be the attacking side. You need a lot of experience as a team. Whereas Mirage is kind of like the map where everyone knows it can go a little bit more of a loose style, so to speak. And Kings, that's a perfect map for them as they're a new team. So I still feel like the map picks will go in the favour of the Chiefs.
Yeah, I really agree with what Caratha's talking about there. With Chiefs having been around for longer, they have a kind of a depth to their map pool. And when we're talking about strategies, when teams are kind of under pressure, that's when you really need to see the depth of someone's strategies and kind of what they've got practice on a map. So it's going to be interesting to see where Chiefs have had a little bit of a slump of late, not probably performing up to the level that we've kind of expected of them. But we know that they've got such a class and pedigree that if they're able to get that distance and maybe turn up tonight, that we're going to have a really solid performance from them.
Well, thanks, Stuart and Kevin. That's a great overview. So who are the top players we should be keeping an eye on?
Well, my personal pick in terms of for the Chiefs would definitely be Inns as well as Alistair. Two very, very influential players who can just single-handedly turn the tide of the battle for their team. So those are definitely very young guns as well. Very young, very talented. Let's keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, you'd say they're the fresh, hot stars off the track, right?
Definitely fresh. Definitely.
And Stuart, any opinions on that?
Yeah, I feel like for Kings, obviously, there's someone that we'd be looking at as Liaz. Historically been one of the class players in Australia, performing so well overseas, representing Australia at the last IESF World Championship. So he's going to be someone that we're really going to be looking at to step up for Kings. Obviously, Sika not being able to play here and Zedski's coming in. Someone that's very talented in his own right, but obviously filling the shoes of Siko, coming into a team, maybe not having too much time to practice or feeling too comfortable in his role. It's going to be interesting to see how he kind of performs up against a really quality Chiefs lineup.
So interestingly, you mentioned that Liaz played at the last ISF, representing Australia at the 8th Esports World Championships in Jakarta. You also played for Australia along with Wizard, and that's two of the Kings lineup from last year's national team. That should speak to something of how well they're going to play today, right?
Well, hopefully. It's obviously shown that these guys know how to do it. They know when the pressure's on that they can turn up, and they've always kind of notoriously been in that level and kind of always pushing themselves to represent Australia overseas. And it's very, very difficult in those high-pressure situations, especially international events. When you're kind of under the pump, in a different environment, that's when you really need players like Liaz and Wizard who have that experience and kind of the confidence and the pedigree that they can perform to such a level. And that's going to be a vital thing for Kings here, up against a quality Chiefs, that those players are really going to need to stand up, and that experience is going to need to shine through for Kings.
Well, thanks so much, Stuart and Kevin, and I look forward to watching this play. Game one's ready to start shortly, so let's get into it.
All right, thank you very much, Darren. And we're on towards the pistol round, Stuart. This is where we kind of excel a little bit more, casting the action as opposed towards, well, for me anyway. I feel very, very shy in front of a camera.
No, you can be in your environment, but when the game's footage is live, it just has to be your voice that's going to be suiting the crowd.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm known for, I guess. Just sitting behind a screen and just taking a casual peek in terms of the action. But there you have it, Kings. It is going to be the Chiefs map pick, so the Kings have the pick of the side. They're going to start on the defensive side, which is obviously a lot more preferred on Train. And things are going to start off quite quickly towards that B-bomb site. Whereas you can see the CTs, they're looking for some information towards Ivy, but look at that. Tux already headshotting EMAG, putting him down low. And there's nothing that Kings can do right now.
Zedski just trying to trade out that damage there. Wasn't going to have too much after getting that pink. Tux decides to smartly fall away. Just play with his life, stay alive. We see a little bit of an inner execute coming down here. No, it's a fake. The players have dropped down towards SL. We're going to see two players jumping out. Nice headshot there from Zedski to start it out. The substitute for Kings is starting up as he wants to.
Yeah, but Ali as well as Malta will trade the kills back, and Alistair now also find one more towards Zedski, but Wizard just anchoring the site. Does well to find Alistair, and now down towards a 1 and 2 after Tux. That's a clinical cleanup. He did dink EMAG earlier down towards that 12 HP, and now Wizard 1 and 2 does not have the kit, and the bomb is actually making its way towards the B bomb side. So he's got a long way to rotate. He has no idea where the attackers are. And I'd say that this round is all in the favor of the Chiefs as soon as the bomb plant is done in the open as well for the B bomb side.
Yeah, going to need something really special here from Wizard. It does look like he's gone up ladder, trying to find a kit. No, he hasn't found the kit. It's just wasting a bit of time there. Tux is here, absolutely everything, and Wizard's just going to run straight into his crosshair unless he'll prick it. No, he does get a lot of damage off, but Tux wisely just falling back. Knows that he just needs to play for the bomb on that terrorist side. If the bomb is to explode, they're going to win that round.
And Wizard, he has to chase for it. He's quite low on HP though, so it might be actually wise for him to back out right now. It's no shame in the pistol round if you're down in a losing scenario to, try to save your body armor, but that's not going to be the case right now as Maltz is going to clean up with the final pistol kill of the round. It's not going to secure a first round victory, which is always important, but it does also secure that money for the Chiefs, and you can see that investing it in towards SMGs and AKs immediately in Kings. Oh, Sonic, that's not something that you normally see every single day.
Yeah, 3 scouts on the side of Kings. Obviously winning that pistol round for Chiefs gives them that economic advantage. They're going to have the weaponry advantage here and the utility. Great little round there from Chiefs. Knowing that Wizard was towards Vines, just deciding against fighting him. They know that if they go to the other bomb site, they're going to have all the time in the world to kind of get that bomb down and play it smart. And Wizard had it all to climb there. It was no kit, Tux knew exactly where it was, just played it smart, just played the bomb. But 3 scouts here, so they're looking to get some body shots. The scout obviously not being a one-shot kill weapon, but it does do a lot of damage. So if they're able to get a couple of shots onto the side of Chiefs, those pistols of Liaz and Hats could get an easy kill and maybe turn this in the round. But what a shot there from Alistair on Wizard. That's the perfect start to the round there for Chiefs. And deciding against kind of exploiting that bomb site, they're just grouping up towards inner, and they're going to find just Hats peeking up with that Deagle. Obviously a one-shot headshot, so he's going to need something special here. He just gets one bink and then decides to fall away smartly for him as the T's are just pushing him down lower.
Unfortunate because that shot from Hats actually did 26 damage on towards Alistair and puts him down towards 3 HP, and he can still fight. And now the B attack is going to commence once again in earnest, and this is going to be locking out of Kings. There's not much that they can really do on the back of these 2 scouts. There's just too many smoke grenades which is obscuring the sight. And you can see Emag's already backing out. 3 scouts, I mean, it's not something that you just want to be throwing away, and you can see that all the CTs are just backing out at the moment, just going to be saving their guns towards the next round, which is, once again, not a bad decision.
Yeah, no reason to throw away those scouts. Not the ideal weapon on the retake. After that bomb's down, no kits on that side, what we saw with Wizard. Obviously, it would be a 10-second defuse rather than the 5 seconds if they had that kit, but they can bring these scouts into the next round. If you are to stay alive in the round, you obviously get to keep the weapons and the armor coming into that next round. Those scouts can do a lot of damage. They don't have to worry too much coming into that next round. Obviously, they're building towards that 4th round and getting a full buy on their CT side, but these scouts, they need to be able to get those first couple body shots away to start them into the round. Chiefs obviously just need to group up, kind of just play with the weapons and the nade advantage that they have, and don't let those scouts get easy shots off where they can really come into their own. Just overwhelm them, take bomb sites together cleanly, and kind of use your weapons to your own advantage.
So here we begin, 3rd round, as once again Chiefs just spreading across the map, just making sure that the counter-terrorist or the defending side can't get any map positioning or very strong map positioning. We see Malter is only going to find one very quickly to make the numbers in favor of the Chiefs. This is where it starts. Oh, I wouldn't say scary yet for the Kings. It's still early days. It's not over until you hit the 16th round, but always such a strong start is always a little bit, I guess, scary to see if you're a Kings fan.
Yeah, especially with Chiefs starting on the weak side. Train is one of those maps where it's still a little bit more confident on that CT side. You'd be wanting to pick up the majority of the rounds on your CT side. So Chiefs being able to get that pistol round, win their anti-ecos, which is what we call when they're playing against a team without a full buy, is Tux able to pick up that kill on Hats. Not the cleanest of kills, but before getting traded out by Zedski. But if you're able to get those first couple of 3 rounds, what we kind of call free rounds after you win that pistol round, it gives you a bit of leeway on your T side. You know that coming into the stronger half on the second side than that, you're going to be able to have a little bit of leeway and a little bit of advantage there. Wizard only being able to pick up 1 before getting traded down, and Malta getting a nice kill on Zedski on that back transition.
Huge only kills by Malter, especially considering that Zedski, if he did manage to land that shot, it could have spelled a little bit more danger. It would have been down towards a 2-on-2 with a bomb in the open. Oh, Henry, nice try on the scout shot. I believe that is going to be Liaz, but we'll just refer to him as Henry because of his alias. Is there any story behind that?
I don't know, he's just probably feeling it.
He's feeling it. There you are. Well, you were a former teammate of his as well, and he was feeling scout just then. Just very, very well played shot.
That was a very, very nice shot. Don't understand the kind of Henri there, but Henri and Liaz, they're both the same person, just a different alias. He's going to be trying to save that armor into the next round. Obviously, not the most expensive of things, so if he does die here, it's not too big of a disappointment, but saving that $1,000 is going to be important there. I'm not sure what's happening here. I think it might be a technical pause here.
All right, so just in a bit of a tech pause, but really, really strong start from Chiefs.
Yeah.
And it's standard, but it's still strong.
Yeah, perfect start there to be able to close out those anti-ecos against the pistols and the scouts of Kings to get those rounds clean. Get yourself 3 rounds on the board, kind of the easier rounds to start it off. Start off that weaker side on the terrorist side. Get a strong start. Hopefully build on that momentum. It's exactly what you want as a Chiefs coming into your own map pick.
Yeah, well, I think the technical pause should be resolved by now, so let's just jump back right into the action. All right, so back in towards the action, and this is where the buy round comes out for Kings. It's not really a full buy round. They don't have, you know, the entire set of utility or grenades that they want to be defending these bomb sites. But regardless, they have the assault rifles, which are a lot more powerful. They can do a lot more damage to this. It's a very, very early scouting run for both Alistair and Hats. They're going to look at each other briefly and just fall away, realizing that both of them are in a little bit of a danger.
Yeah, just lock eyes on that lower ramp, and they both decide against overstaying their welcome and fall back. But obviously, no up towards Zedski. When you lose that pistol round, you don't get too much money coming into that 4th round on the buy. So Alistair with that weaponry advantage, with that AWP. Zedski, a notorious AWP player, obviously filling in the shoes of Sicko's, someone that's so prominent with that AWP. Isn't going to be perfect here, but a lot of utility on their sides. They've got everything they need to do to get themselves set up into those defensive positions on their counter-terror sides. But Chiefs just kind of filling out the map at the moment, seeing if there's any aggression from the counter-terror sides. But now we see Execute kind of pushing out, and Huff's being able to pick up that kill on Wizard through that smoke.
Couldn't even see him and still takes him out. The X-ray is not obviously visible for the players. Look how Malta are also attacking out of Ivy. It's just a Chiefs roadshow right now as they're just strolling on towards the A bomb site. There was absolutely no resistance. Look at that. Malta only took 1 bullet of damage, and this should be a clean sweep for Malta. Absolutely big for the Chiefs as they take another very, very quick round just on the back of an Execute. And now the Kings. Now, once again, don't want to be putting too much into it because, once again, it is a very, very difficult round to win when you don't have the sniper on the defensive side and train, where you don't have the full set of utility. But still, it's starting to look a little bit scary for Kings now, 4-0.
Yeah, a bit shaky there. Chiefs, perfect start there. Just in a click of the fingers, we saw Chiefs just fall over. Wizard getting picked up through the smoke, and then player after player just dropped. But Ali, again, starting the round off there perfectly. Getting that all pick towards Zedski, and Liaz just trying to go for a pick there, and a nice headshot on Tuff. But that nade right underneath his feet. Could not get away from him. But Hex and Wizard just crazy action here, but all getting traded out by Ince. And another round where just a click of the fingers, you see players dropping left, right, and centre. And 3v2 here for Chiefs. They just need to calm themselves down, group up, hit that bomb site together, and make sure they trade down. Obviously, against this eco of Kings, they need to be able to close this round out, get themselves to 5-0, and that's a perfect start. On the weaker side, on your map pick, we can't kind of keep harping on about it, but that T side, on your map pick to start out confidently, build that momentum up, and it's exactly what you want being Chiefs.
Yeah, 5-0 up at the moment would be absolutely great for the Chiefs because it puts them not only in, I guess, a dominating position for the economy, but it also puts them in a great form for the game. But now EMAG, oh my goodness, can he find the timing? No! Oh, the Chiefs look back just in time to catch out the flank, and that is unfortunate for EMAG. He did have an AK-47, which would have done a lot of damage. Now, Hats, he's received an AK, and he might decide just to go down SL as well, but no, it looks like he'll backing off towards the kitchenette area. More likely they're looking to save the AK-47 potentially.
Yeah, obviously the AK being a one-shot headshot, it is actually the stronger weapon rather than the M4s that CTs can buy. So if he's able to save that into the round, he's going to save himself having to buy up another weapon. But that one-shot headshot is going to be pivotal. But great game sense there from Malta. Being aware of that flank from SL, he's not a player of his pedigree and his quality is going to be caught out by something like that. And EMAG thought he had the perfect timing there coming down SL, but little does he know that Malta had him read like an absolute book.
Literally just a 2-second difference. If EMAG peaked 1 second earlier, he would have caught 2 of them in the back. Little does he know what we know, but it is how it is. So Chiefs now up 5-0. Kings, they can now take the AWP into the next round, and they should have a full arsenal behind this as well.
Yeah, they actually decided for the double AWP, something that the Kings actually really do prefer to pick up. Hats is kind of someone that's notoriously been that secondary AWPer. With most teams, you kind of see one predominant AWPer. With Chiefs, obviously it being Alistair, but being able to pick up two, if they're able to get those first picks, is kind of what we talk about. It's just a one-hit kill, so Zedski obviously looking for that, but Alistair, perfect start for the round. Once again, getting an opening fragger there, nullifying that AWP of Hats, who was trying to pick up lower, and Tarks, what a great headshot there on EMAG, and Ince picks up another one.
What was that shot from Ince? He
Wizard.
just strafes across and just one-taps him. Absolutely ridiculous, and oh my goodness, this is just all the Chiefs just running rampant right now. There is nowhere for any of their members to go. They're completely locked down. It's all up to Henri, last man left standing, and well, he's out in the open. He does well to get 2 kills. That's all he can get, as there's still 3 members all around. 6-0 right now.
What a start there from Chiefs. Every single player on their side is feeling it at the moment. And that's the great thing about Counter-Strike. When it doesn't matter what the strategies are, if you're hitting headshots like that, there's not much the Kings can do there. And Liaz, being stuck on that back bomb side, he kind of just was question marking what happened there. My whole team kind of collapsed around me in 3 seconds, and it's just a fast out of hit here from the Kings Gaming Club. Just running through these smokes, and Wizard and Liaz starting off the perfect way there, getting to a pick, and Liaz kicking another pick there for bringing themselves in a 2v5. And this is much better here from the Kings, as Ali on 2 HP with just that off. It's all to play for here.
Yeah, that was a really, really poor decision made by the Chiefs just then. Running 1x1 through smoke as well, just allowed Wizard as well as Henri to get the very easy picks. And then afterwards, they weren't expecting the force buy for the AWP for sure in this round. Now Alistair down towards 2 HP. Nothing to do, spotted out. Certainly someone's going to go for this, as it looks like. Okay, so what he's done right now is he's dropped his AWP so no one else can retrieve it. He's going to die, but he doesn't really matter at this stage. 1 on 5, the chances are, well, it's almost like winning a lottery effect at this stage. Trying to clutch out on 2 HP. You have to hope none of your enemies even clip you, and you've got to kill all of them who are all very, very healthy. And there you have it. Zedski's going to clean up the really, really good work done by Henri as well as Wizard early on in the round. And the Kings finally do pick up a round, and that was a really, really bizarre round to pick up.
Yeah, obviously Chiefs trying to build off that momentum. We saw that quick out of play there after they'd kind of won their rounds off of a slow, kind of methodical default style, and they try to change the tempo up there, catch the Kings Gaming Club off guard, but it actually ended up firing in their own faces there, as run straight into the CZ of Wizard and the AWP of Liaz. And really like that play there from Alistair, knowing that it was not very likely that he was going to win that round, but perhaps randomly pushing up lower and giving away his life. That's a little bit of lack of discipline for the Kings Gaming Club, with his teammates pushing forward the lines. And it's non-stop aggression here from Kings after that first round pickup for them. And
yeah, they just want to take up control of the map at this stage, but they do decide to back out. They threw a lot of fire grenades towards Malta in that position. Didn't even manage to do much damage at the end of the day. Just didn't even get the smoke grenade actually. So Malta just survives because the incendiary grenades were not thrown correctly. This means it does reset back towards a 4-on-4, which will still always favour the attacking side towards the end of the day. But if Kings are able to get a pick, now they're showing a little bit of life.
yeah, definitely is always the favour of those T sides. When you can kind of work down the numbers of that CT side, stretches the defense. Obviously, there's a lot of positions to be watching, and there's a lot of avenues that terrorists can attack the bomb sites. That when you're losing those numbers, obviously there's going to be some spots that aren't held, and that's when a lot of T's get a freedom to kind of get map control and kind of exploit the fact they've got the numbers advantage. But it looks like another outer hit coming out of the side of Chiefs as Ince picks up that orb. But nice little kill there from Tux to start it out.
Yeah, and there we are. It's going to commence the A side, but Zedski just holding the long angle with the sniper. He's going to find one. He's going to find two. And now Pex, last man left standing, is also going to fall. Triple kill for Zedski. Good round for the fill-in, but really Chiefs, there was nowhere they could go out in the open. It was just like shooting ducks for Zedski, and he's not going to miss those. They were absolute sitters.
Yeah, just running straight at that of Zedski. There weren't any flashes getting thrown to kind of push him off that line. It's just sitting ducks for Zedski. In that Vines position, it's exactly what you want for an AWPer. Having that long range advantage, scoping in and having those players run straight at your crosshair. And Zedski, as a substitute, you kind of mentioned, that's exactly what you want from him. Starting out early, not the best to start for Kings, but that's definitely what they need there. And Hats finally getting that first pick after Ali had kind of bullied him on that inner position.
Emag is dancing a little bit with death here, but he comes out on top, as a matter of fact. Alistair trying his best. Emag's actually pushing through, but oh, Alistair, completely blind, still finds him. He's still challenging the angle, though. This is where it starts getting a little bit scary. Alistair has been in decent form so far, but here comes the rest of the push for the Kings. As you said earlier, relentless aggression. They're not giving a single inch, even though they're down 2-6. Normally you'd see the CTs just sitting defensive, playing and waiting for information, but no, the Kings, they want to show that their style of Counter-Strike is aggression, and they take control of the best attack, as well as the best defense, as they say.
Yeah, the best form of defense is a good offense. As Alistair picks up Wizard there, but must be a game plan for Kings to be coming into this against that T side of Chiefs to take the game to them. Obviously, they only need to be defending their bomb sites, but trying to catch off the terrorist side of Chiefs off guard, but all onto here for Alistair. And easy headshot there for Zedski as Alistair walks up that ladder and puts Chiefs onto an eco after such a strong start. A couple of rounds back on the board of Kings, and they've got themselves into a better situation here. We see some money built up across the board. If they were to lose a round, they would have another buy coming into it, and Chiefs have to decide to go for those ecos, just picking up a couple pistols, a couple flashbangs. If they're able to get maybe a couple kills, get the bomb down, that would obviously be perfect for them coming into this round, but who knows with these pistols. Notorious for the ability to win some rounds off the back, but running out SL into that long-range advantage of the CT side is not the way you want to go about it.
And there's no grenades to cover as well. Malta did pick up one just cleverly through Ivy, but that's not enough, unfortunately, because you still have to try to get the bomb plant down as Alistair. What a shot in towards Hats. Well, at least bring it back towards a 2-on-3. Kings so still control the A bomb side. Zedski is just locking it down. 3 kills in the round of the ult for him now. He's also knows where Alistair is, who's dancing around Sandwich. He's going to be utilizing the smoke to the best of his ability. Henri pushing in from behind. He wants to control. He wants to try to get the SL position and also to make sure that Alistair cannot take the bomb back towards the B site through that inner tunnel. And Alistair is now trapped. He is out in towards T connector. Still a lot of time to work with. 53 seconds. He can just float around, just sting like a bee. Try to take the one-on-ones, because that's exactly how you clutch them out. But he's been spotted once again. And as soon as he's spotted out, they know exactly where to lock down. Zedski now 4 kills in that round. Sure, it was an eco, but still, Zedski, the fill-in, actually looking in great form.
Yeah, now that he's got that AWP in his hands, Chiefs are going to have to be doing something about that. He seems to have that outer bomb site on a complete lockdown, so they need to be using some smokes to kind of cancel out the avenues for him to be getting those picks, or maybe hit towards that inner bomb site, because Zedski just looks like on form at the moment. And Chiefs have had absolutely no success going towards that outer bomb site, so they need to change up the game plan here, kind of bully him out of that position, especially being a substitute. For him to be getting so confident, that's exactly what you want as Kings. They probably wouldn't be feeling as comfortable with him in the roster. Obviously, Sicko stepping out, but when your substitute is putting up numbers like Zedski is right now and getting those impactful AWP kills, that's exactly what you want to build off that after that slow start on your CT side. Hats, getting that first pick on Malta, perfect again here for Kings.
Yeah, just getting the first pick every single time on the back of aggressive plays from the AWPs and the snipers. So Chiefs, even more difficult to execute now as they just walk straight in towards Wizard. It is so difficult to take that position down towards Pop Dog, and Wizard shows exactly why. And now Alistair will find Emag just on the very brief, very narrowest of margins. But Emag will pay for his life. Still down towards a 2-on-3. It's doable for Chiefs, as Wizard will hold that in his line.
Yeah, a couple of picks there for Chiefs. They looked a bit out of that round, but a nice kill there from Ali, and I think a pick from Tux is giving them a little bit of wiggle room here into this round. And if Ali's able to pick up another AWP kill, he only gets the leg shot there on Zedski, but Tux has managed to sneak out. Not too sure how aware the CT side of this, but they've actually found themselves a sniff back into this round. They're actually getting some good control here, and that player is known in SL. Wizards just going to have to stay alive here. It's all on Tux here. With this gun battle against the player on bomb side, if he's able to get this kill, he's going to be able to open the round up, and that's a perfect kill there for Tux. Knowing that other players towards Vines, that information is going to be relayed to his teammates. And Wizard tries to push out before getting traded down, and this bomb needs to go down because the time will run out. No, the bomb does go down. 1v1 here on the A bomb site, and what a shot there from Alistair on Hats. Nothing he could do there. That was pure class from Ali.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy as well. I mean, a lot of the time it's just like you can look at that and just go, oh, that looks way too easy. You just click the button, you click 2 buttons, but it's not 100% accurate when you click it in like that, and just to instantly react in a situation where you vaguely know where the enemy is, down towards a 1-on-1, adrenaline's pumping, your heart's racing, your team is, well, either going to stream at you or slap at your back. What a way to win.
Yeah, they're going to be screaming. It's either screaming joy or screaming of anger that he lost that 1v1, but Great reactions there from Ali, and that awareness to know that that player would be creeping up close to that bomb site when he gets that bomb down. And perfect there from Ali, but after the heroics of last round, he actually falls at the start of this round. Chiefs have found themselves in a 4v5 situation. Obviously, with that man down, is not the preferred on the T side, but they're going to need to do something to get themselves back into this round. As Kings able to scrape together a buy after we'd seen them string together a couple of rounds. This is what we're kind of touching about, where if you can build up that money, if you were to lose a round on the back of Alistair's brilliance, that you know that you can come into the next round, be able to pick up those AWPs that have been so dominant here on their CT side, getting them in opening picks that you can kind of build off of that. But Chiefs need to keep this money low of Kings. We've seen a lot of success from them kind of bullying the weapon area advantage on the CT side, but they're going to need something special here. And Wizard, that's exactly what they need. 3v5 there, no smartly to fall off, but EMAG doesn't need to fall off. He's just going to push all the way into T-Con and get 2 more.
Yeah, and that is pretty much the round over and done for. Peck's last man left standing. I mean, you can try to go for the 1 and 4, but in his positions, he's actually doing so much damage though. 2 kills, and he's still relatively healthy. 67 HP is definitely enough to try to take it towards 2 counter-terrorists, but unfortunately the bomb is left way out behind towards T-Connector, and the Kings know it as well. So you can see Henri is shifting closer towards T-Connector through the back route, and Hats for the AWP is also making his way there. Pex will pick it up, but as soon as he crosses in the open, I've got a feeling that this is going to be an absolute disaster against Hats. He's got the line locked down, ready and waiting, and there you have it.
Only 10 seconds left. Peck's only one way for him to go, and that's into his grave. 5-7. This is looking like a much better half from the Kings. It was initially a 6-0 start as well.
Yeah, they have definitely stabilised. Now that they've been able to pick up those AWPs, all those Molotovs, all those smokes, that utility that they need on their counter-terrorist defensive side. But still, a really good half here from Chiefs, and important for Pex to be able to get a couple kills there. Keep the money low on the Kings side, where coming into, obviously, they're going to have to eco this one, but in the next buy round, if they're able to win that round, maybe they can put Chiefs back, Kings back onto another eco and get themselves towards a 10-5 on their half, or maybe even a 9-6. But a great start here from the Chiefs Esports Club, as Wizards going to get overrun by that PT50 whilst reloading.
That said, though, Kings have got the first 2 picks. Even though one member's been overwhelmed, they can still kind of sit that 2-2 position and just wait for the Chiefs to come. They only got the pistols, no body armor, which means that these bullets will do way more damage. And now, action slows down for a little bit as the Chiefs just want to find their bearings and just try to unsettle the Kings a little bit as well.
Yeah, have a little bit of, give them a bit of time to doubt themselves. Maybe over-rotate there, and Multi's going to score a nice little entry there. All onto Liaz here, but what a great spray down there. Does a lot of damage towards the instant. Pulls out that USP and is able to finish him off, but I like that little bit of patience there from Chiefs. Just wait a little bit of time, get a little bit of hesitancy, a little bit of doubt in the minds of the Kings Gaming Club. Maybe they move a little bit of rotations around, maybe they can catch someone off guard, but they've actually decided to eco again. So they're trying to go for an 8-7 half, but I like that. They obviously needed the weapons, the full weapons. They would have been able to buy on that round, but they wouldn't have had the AWP on Alistair, which has been so dominant so far, and they wouldn't have had all the utility that they needed. But Hats aggressively walking up A ramp with that B ramp with that AWP, and he's actually given up the B bomb site for free. So Chiefs might have found themselves a way back into this round with absolutely nothing in the way of weaponry.
Surely they won't be allowed to win this. 5-on-3. Just basic pistols, and Hats pushes on that one, which is a pretty big mistake. You shouldn't be pushing the inners line by yourself with an AWP.
especially with an AWP, where it's a one-click, one bullet, one kill weapon, and by yourself, no players there to support him. Obviously, if he misses that shot, he's not going to be able to go again, and that's exactly what we saw. He missed that first shot, and he was able to get traded out by that deagle of the Chiefs side, and really stupid play there from Hats, pushing in, kind of throwing away his life, a bit overly aggressive here on his CT side, and Chiefs just decided to push down to this lower bomb side, and Henri might get caught off guard there, but no, EMAG and Henri are closing this round out there. Great hold there from EMAG after a shaky start there from Hats. Being a bit over-aggressive, throwing away his life. He did not need to do that on his against that eco of Chiefs.
Big turnaround, because especially considering as a 5-on-3, if they dropped that, Kings would have been broken. Chiefs may have been looking like a 9-6 half, which is such a dominating position to be in as Alistair tries something cheeky, won't work. 7-all, tied, not something you'd expect when Chiefs are up 6-0. I mean, it still is a strong half, but given you start 6-0, you're expecting something a little bit more.
Yeah, obviously Kings, now that they've stabilised, they've really kind of had a good read on the T side of Chiefs. Besides a little couple of hiccups where we've seen people throwing away their lives, it looks really dominant with this double up setup of Hats and Zedski, but it's going to be interesting coming onto their T sides. Chiefs have always had such a strong CT side with, that aggressive outer play, very similar to the style that we saw of Kings, where they're kind of in the face of those terrorist sides, not really giving them the freedom to do their executes or kind of having their way of the map. But a 7-8 half for Chiefs, you'd be happy with that. If someone offered that before the start of the half, you'd take that every day of the week. But Wizard, nice start off the round there, getting that first pick on Tux on that T connector, and hopefully Hats doesn't throw away his life again on Inner after they've got that numbers advantage.
He's just sitting and watching the line now. He's not pushing it with the AWP. So the double AWP so instrumental, I would believe, for the Kings on their comeback as now he's making his way towards Pop Dob. Molotov's just making sure that no CTs can be playing close. And you see Haas just using his utility early on just to make sure the Ts cannot be attacking the B side. But it is going to be the A bomb site indeed. And Wizard, a second kill. He's dropped the bomb. Alistair, the man, I would say, of the match so far. Is Alex going to fall now? Malta down towards 10 HP. Wizard's already done enough damage. Surely it's got to be around for the Kings. 3 on 4 as Malta's just going to retrieve the bomb before hightailing it back towards potentially the B bomb site.
Yeah, it looks like they've decided against hitting that outer after that stronghold of Wizard on the top of that blue train, but they're going to be running into this AWP of Hats.
Alright, Hats is just watching the cross. There you are. It's going to take down Pex. He's going to take down Malta. It's now up to the ins in the final round. He's going to get the bomb plant. No, he's just going to tap it. 9 seconds left. Ari's pushing, but he falls straight into it. No one else has pushed alongside him. He'll get the bomb plant down, and the CTs are all scattered out right now. Surely he can't do it as he finds another headshot. Now down towards a 1-on-2. How's it turned all around? He's managed to flank around, and no, surely he can't do this. Down towards a 1-on-2. Hats is pushing him with a pistol, but he finds another one. Emag's down to 20. Incendiary grenades being traded down towards a 1-on-1. Emag is on top of the bomb train, but the time is ticking away. Or silently drop down, but no, Ince is watching the correct way. Ince! 1-on-4 to close the half. What a way for Chiefs to take the final round, stealing it from the Kings.
My God, that is stealing candy from a baby right there. Ince, how does he get away with that? Such great discipline in that high pressure situation. Not much time on the clock. Getting that bomb down in the smoke, he realised that that player was pushing around him. He wasn't going to be able to get that bomb down, had the presence of mind to be able to stabilise, hey, I need to kill this guy, and swindling around that smoke, kind of getting those 1v1s, and that is awful there from Kings. They need to be able to push into him to get the trade down, but gave him constant 1v1s, and Ince is a player that you, Karath, highlighted coming into this game as someone that is so talented individually, and that's what a player of that class that Ince can bring to a team. Winning that round 1v4 and winning out the half for Chiefs is that they trade Binks there, but Hats is pushing down to that lower and gets multiple before getting traded out.
Yeah, but Ian's is starting off so well right now. And Pex, they would find one as well, but Ian's just doing he's just doing damage right now. He's red hot, so to speak. And Kings, that is the danger of actually having the double up set up on the CT side, as Tux will find Emag, only one person left, and Inns will finally clean him up. That is a danger of having 2 sniper rifles on your CT side. It is great for locking down a long distance, but as soon as you get close, you can rely on your secondary weapon, a pistol. If your pistol's a USP against armor, it's not really the most effective.
Yeah, it needs a lot of bullets to get someone down, and I love that point there. So great when you're holding the bomb sites, but when you're put onto the situation where the bomb is planted and you need to be playing retake, it can be a horrendous weapon as you're running in with your secondary. And Chiefs started that again with winning that pistol, giving themselves hopefully a couple of rounds for free again on their CT side, building up that bank, and after such a strong T side for them. And Kings, after they had that momentum back with those double AWPs on their CT side, this is not what they need coming into that weaker side of train.
Kings, they'll just try to overwhelm position just with bodies at the moment, only with basic pistols. They did manage to get the bomb plant down, so they're looking for AK-47s in the next round. They can buy up the weapons that they need, but looking to threaten the inner's position. Pex is going to be the anchor, but he's also got one rotated across just to help him out. Really, Kings still nowhere for them to attack. They haven't shown any presence towards Ivy, haven't shown any presence towards T-Connector, and the assault rifles just at long range can kind of just sit passive and just wait for them to come towards the crosshairs. As Henri is now trying to make a move at uppers with the UMP, and look at that, instantly smoked off.
Yeah, great utility usage there from Chiefs, and it's the complete opposite of what we saw from Hats, who had been so aggressive on that inner bomb site, pushing up that B ramp, pushing into the terrorist side of Chiefs. Pex, had absolutely nothing to do with what Hats was doing. He just knows that he needs to defend the bomb sites. He doesn't need to throw away his life against these pistols. If he just burns down his nades, he's going to put himself in the driver's seat on this round, especially against the pistols of Chiefs. But Chiefs just mopping up these rounds. Perfect, and Maltus is going to be able to find another easy kill there on Zedzki. Just taps away and gets that headshot on Zedzki.
Clinical recoil control, but now this is the dangerous round for the Chiefs. They have still one SMG and a weaker assault rifle. The FAMAS is not as powerful as the M4s, which you can see. And an AWP's actually going to be picked up by Alistair. Kings, all AK-47s, very, very limited utility. So it's got to be really, really quick kind of push here. With only 3 smoke grenades, a few flashbangs, no Molotovs and no HEs, you kind of just really have to just pull the trigger and go for it. And it looks like it's just going to be a hard B push from Inns. He's going to be flashed out. Oh my goodness, Pexil's pushing in as well. But he's going to be taking out Inns. There's a lot of work to do, but he's doing it right now. He's going to take down 2. At the very least, trading it back down towards a 3-on-3. And Malta's going to come across the FAMAS. Does a little bit more damage. The bomb plant will go down on the B bomb site. And the retake will commence in earnest. But this is so difficult for the Kings to actually hold on to this. There's no Molotovs to use. Alistair picks off EMAG, which is the only person on the bomb site. Normally, you'd see the Molotov being used to delay the retake for the CTs.
Wizard's so important here on the flank. He's able to pick up one, but Alistair, such a great reaction there. But Maltus is sticking the defuse in that smoke there, and nothing Lee has to do. It was all comes down to Wizard on that flank. He's only able to pick up one before getting traded out by Alistair, but I want to highlight Ince there. Getting that Molotov down and picking up 2 as he's getting overwhelmed, so important for him to get those 2 kills. Put himself in a 3v3 situation. They had the smoke for the bomb, and Malta just decides to stick that. Wizard on the flank, try to catch him off guard. His teammates could not hold on that bomb site for long enough for him to get that on the flank and be really a thorn in the side of the Chiefs. But great retake there from Chiefs. Great hold from Ince after he lost that first pick.
I think it's also really, really crucial to mention that Alistair, it's not, once again, he makes it look so easy to turn around. Makes you think it's like, you know, oh, maybe I can pick up the mouse and do that as well, but it's not that easy, as now Chiefs, they're just completely stomping Kings at the moment. Kings not even allowed a single leeway into this, and you can see that flashbang goes off. EMAG will eventually find the kill. No one was covering the vector, and it's actually picked up 2, so there's still a bit of life left in this round, but the bomb is, well, just being retrieved and coming on towards the A bomb site through T-connected right now.
And Ince is able to pick him up there. Wizard just running straight into the crosshair of Ince. It's all onto EMAG here with his position known. Chiefs just deciding they don't need to fight him here. They know where the bomb is. They've kind of locked him to this outer bomb site, especially with Pex holding that E-box across, able to do a lot of damage towards EMAG, and EMAG, not much he can do here. I love how the Chiefs players playing so smart here. They know that they just need to group up. If they get themselves into a situation, EMAG needs to plant the bomb so they can limit the amount of positions that he can be. Get him towards that bomb site. They know if they stick together, just play that retake, trade down. He can't kill both people at the same time unless they do something crazy like Ince. But I love this from them. But EMAG might be able to find the bomb down, which would be good for Kings, but no, Chiefs. Far too aware as Pex just swings out SL and is able to pick him up.
That's just perfect timing and patience from Pex. He knows that EMAG has to go get the bomb eventually. He did kill the bomb carrier, so he knows where it roughly is. He knows that if EMAG doesn't challenge, he has to go find the bomb, and he just finds the correct window of timing. And really just great success in Chiefs now. Starting to pull a little bit away, 12-7 on the preferred side. Kings haven't really shown too much life beyond a few rounds on their own attacking side, which is kind of brings us back to the point where Chiefs on these tactical maps, you know, the Train just feels like one of the maps they played for a lot longer, whereas Kings, a much newer lineup, very star-studded lineup, but it's not all about the clicking. It is also about the strategies. This is now Henri is actually down towards 1 HP.
Yeah, this is where what you're touching upon about strategies. This is where you really want to be bringing out the kind of strat book, those executes, those set plays that can kind of get you rounds where it's obviously Chiefs are fired up today and they're coming out of the gates where if they were on this T side, if the position was changed, maybe they could have a strategy or something they could bring out to get them a round back in and kind of build up the momentum. But Kings, obviously being a newer team, not having as much of a depth on Train as Chiefs, and especially with Zedzki coming into the lineup, obviously things get thrown off a little bit. Maybe he doesn't know the strategy book as good as Sicko would in this situation. So it's going to come down a lot to those individual kind of glimpses of brilliance. And EMAG almost gave us one of those on that last round, but Chiefs far too disciplined and they are able to close him out.
Yeah, it's important to know as well, EMAG, he did play at a major back in 2015 when he was part of Team Immunity. That's generally considered the peak of a career if you get attended a major. That's definitely very, very well done. And Tech 9 is going to at least get a kill on towards the B side. But once again, the Chiefs have all the numbers there. It just makes it so easy to lock down all these long angles and these middle range angles. And we have another pause coming out. I'd say it'd be potentially attack pause, maybe attack pause.
The 2017 AEL Nationals are proudly sponsored by AOC, the official monitor sponsor.
What do you make of the half so far? It's, once again, just been a one-way Chiefs show so far.
Yeah, it really has. I think it's going to be a pivotal point right here. We're going to be seeing the full buy, everything that Kings need to be kind of getting their game plan across, that they can bring anything out that they've got prepared. So this is the crunch point for Kings. They need to show us what they've got on their T side if they are going to be able to get back into this and win the map pick of Chiefs.
Yeah, and meanwhile on the side, I guess, of Chiefs, just too strong at the moment. They're just all playing together, playing well.
Yeah, everyone's kind of clicking. We've seen some great brilliance from Ince, some great stuff from Alistair on that AWP, but just the main thing is that always when you're watching a team is just everyone's kind of clicking. We've seen everyone kind of turn up when they need to. When the pressure's put on them, anyone can kind of turn up and win a round. We saw Pex winning that last round, and they're really looking like a gelled unit after what's been a bit of a shaky couple of months. For them to turn up against a really quality Kings and have such a great start on their map pick is really good to see.
All right, I think the tech pause is over. Let's head back straight into the game. As we're jumping on towards round number 20. 21, actually, technically. Yeah. 20 rounds have been played. We're jumping on to the 21st one, so...
Got that AWP on the hands of Edsky. What's they going to game plan be for this? We see a couple of players grouping up towards Inner straight away, but with that AWP on the side of Zedzki, they must not have too much in the way of execute plan, but Chiefs is some sheer aggression here, but Hatch, great 2 entries there before getting traded out by Ince, but that's what they need on their T side. Hatch just opening up that round, someone that's so aggressive, but Malta trading it out by Emag.
Oh no, this has gone also wrong for the Kings. They managed to get the first 2 picks. How does Henry manage to live with 1 HP once again? He's managed to just walk it out of there. He's very low, but still 1 HP. A little bit of a chance to do some damage to Zedzki. Nearly finds a shot towards Malta. Can't connect it though. He's getting smoked off. So, early damage done by Kings. It's not enough to take that map territory. And you can see the Chiefs were just stabilized after the first rocky start. This is the closest round I said the Kings have come towards potentially winning. They've still got a lot of work to do. HP advantage in favor of the Chiefs. Bomb lined up towards T-Connector. So, looking like it's going to be A attack. 2 through T-Connector, 1 through SL. Unless the final player does come back towards T-Connector for a 3-person attack.
Yeah, Kings must have thought they were going to catch the rotations off guard of Chiefs. After that inner aggression, they thought they could sneak out T-Con and kind of catch them off guard, but Chiefs far too aware of it. Did some great damage there. Bit overzealous, bit over-aggressive there from Kings. Not really buying their time, and Malta picking up Wizard there. An easy little kill there on Leaz after he'd done so much damage earlier on in the round. It's all onto the substitute. Zedzki's done some great things on the CT side, but I think this might be a mountain to climb with him in this 1v3.
And, well, he's snuck out, but Malta, huge round from him. 4 kills as we go on to round number 22.
What a round there from Malta. Being only one of the 2 players on that outer bomb site, shutting down that aggression out of T-Con, and then able to pick up those two kills off the back of the damage they did earlier on in the round. But such a strong player on that outer bomb site, and after we saw such a great start from Kings and this just crazy fast aggression here is Hat straight out of SL, straight into the crosshair of Alistair. As Alistair picks up 2, oh no, he does pick up 3 there, and what a hold there from Alistair at E-Box.
Yeah, now it's on to Henry. He has picked up 2 kills, still doable. He's down towards 59th though, and he is surrounded from all angles and does not have the bomb in his control. You can see he's just lurking on top of the red train right now, trying to find any opportunity he can now, pushing aggressive near the green train. But he has to back out eventually.
If there was anyone on the Kings Gaming Club that you would want in this situation, it would be Henry or Leaz. He is the master of swindling out of these rounds of clutches, but great damage there from Pex and Leaz. No head armor, not much in the way of HP. He's going to need to do something absolutely special here, especially with that bomb down at E-Box. He's going to have to hit some amazing headshots here, or they're going to be putting themselves on match and a map point, for Chiefs on their map pick.
And Chiefs, well, it's looking at this stage, it's really just Once again, a dominant CT side performance. It was set up by a solid T side. Wouldn't say dominant T side. It was a great start, but then Kings, started waking up. They realized, okay, we're here to play some Counter-Strike. But then Chiefs went, no, we're here, we're better than you, and we're just going to completely shut you out on our own map pick. And it kind of shows that with a substitute on a tactical map, it's so difficult to get your way in. And there you have it. Pex is going to claim up the final kill, and we're on towards match point for Chiefs. And they make it look too easy right now.
Yeah, especially what you're touching on with Ints kind of breaking the heart of the CT side there. Getting that 1v4, kind of winning out the half for them, that's really, really hurt for the Kings Gaming Club. Obviously knowing that they're going to be coming in with that T side with not too much prepared, obviously, not having that depth of strategy with Zedski having to stand in. And I know that if I was in that position, I'd be cross to lose such an advantageous round. And yeah, it really hurts there.
All right, looks like we have a bit of a technical issue right now with the game, so not sure what's going on with it exactly.
Well, thanks so much, Kevin. And yes, I can confirm that there has been a technical issue with the footage there. And I've just heard that Chiefs have actually won the first game of this best of 3 in the 2017 AEL Nationals Counter-Strike Global Offensive Grand Finals. What a strong game. And yes, unfortunately, we lost the last round, but we could see that, Chiefs were playing strong. Kings had a lot of response, but then in that second half, later into the game, Chiefs just started packing on the rounds and really taking it out. Yeah. What's happening, gentlemen?
The story had already been written up until that point, especially that round of Ince winning that 1v4 on the final round of his T side. That had just completely break the momentum. We kind of touched upon this with Zedski obviously coming into the lineup of Kings. They needed to have a really strong CT side, and they know that coming into the T side, which is definitely the hardest side of the map, they wouldn't have the depth that we saw that Chiefs had. That they really needed to be able to get every round they could, and to lose that 1v4 against such a classy round from Ince is so heartbreaking. You saw at that point Kings were just able to completely run away with it on their CT side.
Yeah, there wasn't a single round that Kings could actually pick up on their T side, and that really kind of shows the experience of the Chiefs. It just felt like whenever the Kings, they had numbers advantages as well, but they could never leverage that advantage in towards a round victory. Whereas Chiefs, it just felt like, even though they were down, maybe it was a 3-4, maybe a 4-5, they knew exactly how to use their numbers correctly to take control of the bomb site and win the round. And that's the difference when you're a much more well-drilled team on a very technical map.
Yep. So we saw some good examples of great play there. What's a big round that just stood out to you guys, from either side, that was a bit of a game changer?
Well, we talk about Ince in that 1v4, but I think that we've got to look at some of the earlier rounds. We think of Alistair on that outer bomb site, bomb train, being able to win those rounds. If those rounds had kind of gone the way of Kings, we could have seen them stabilise, maybe be able to get a stronger CT side and maybe come in with that T side with a bit of momentum. But especially Alistair, in those early kind of pivotal rounds, we saw him do some really nice things to get them to win those rounds, and gave them that little bit of a buffer where they could be able to have such a solid T side, know coming into their CT side that they're going to have a lot of rounds to play with it. They're going to be able to have the time to be able to eco out, or if there's a bit of pressure on them, they know that they're not going to be at map or map point, which is what we saw with Kings, where they didn't really have any leeway. They were already automatically under the pump.
Yeah, I'd also agree as well. Alistair was instrumental in the first couple of rounds. I just felt like that the Inns highlight, obviously that's going to be the highlight of the entire match. There were a couple of other 3-4 kills. I mean, Zedski did quite well on the defensive side, but just not enough to kind of justify. It just felt like Inns all around performed really well and just fired up the rest of the boys alongside with that. And that sums up Train in a nutshell. Just one-sided by Chiefs.
Yeah, and I guess, we've got to keep our eyes on Alistair because he's playing so well and he's such a strong player. We've got Annabelle down with the team captains from both sides, Chris from Kings and Tyler from Chiefs. Let's go check out what they have to say after that performance.
Thanks, Darren. I'm here with team captains Tyler from Chiefs and Chris from Kings. So how do you think that game went? How do you think your team performed?
I think it went all right. They have a sub, so they're not really playing how they normally play. So I guess the result for that map was expected for us. Yep. But we still made a lot of mistakes and, yeah, sort of let them have a few rounds.
Yeah. And what about you?
I mean, our CT side was great. Surprisingly good. But yeah, T side, you could just tell, we were lacking a bit. Even at CT, they got a couple of really good clutches. I think Inns got a 1v4 at the end there. That was awesome. But pretty sloppy play by us.
So you guys have a sub, am I correct? Do you think that affected the way you guys played? And did you have time to practice with your sub?
We've had a pretty busy schedule, so we've been practicing with our actual player more than the sub, unfortunately. So that meant like T-side, we're pretty much limited on what we can do. We can still we have a couple of things up our sleeve, but yeah, not a lot.
So how do you think you guys are going to perform for Mirage? Do you have any different tactics?
I don't know. We suck at Mirage, and they have like the 4 best players in Mirage in the country, mate. So they're just too good at it. But you never know with the sub, so we'll try our hardest.
Yeah, Mirage is one of those maps. You can just pug it, I guess. Like, we'll see what happens. More confident on Mirage than we were on Train, for sure.
Okay, sweet. Well, we'll see how they perform soon. Back to you.
The 2017 AEL Nationals is proudly sponsored by Sennheiser, the official audio partner.
Thanks, Annabelle. And there you have it. Words from the players themselves. It's looking like it's going to be an intense competition, guys. You know, Kings down 1, Chiefs up 1. It's a best of 3. This next one is pivotal for Kings to stay in it so they can win and represent the country in South Korea. So what are you looking forward towards Mirage? You've mentioned that Kings are stronger on Mirage. What do you think Chiefs will do to try and mix that up?
I think that it's a map that they've played against each other so much, and this Kings lineup have had, it's been such a staple that, you know, their strat book has really been shown at this point in time. So Chiefs would have had a ton of time to prepare for this, especially being such a high pedigree event. To be able to represent Australia in Korea is such a monumental thing that Chiefs were definitely prepared for this. I know that they were boot camping before this, so I think they'd have a great read. And obviously letting Mirage go through the veto process has to be a tactical decision by them. So they must have something prepared here for the Kings Gaming Club. And especially, we touched on it before, Zedski playing so well, but you don't really understand it too much, but when a player goes out of the lineup, it really changes the way how the whole team dynamic works, and players do some things that they wouldn't if Sicko was in that thing and was in the team, and they won't be as comfortable as if he was in that lineup.
So what are we expecting from King's playstyle in this?
I would say at this stage, it is much more easier to integrate your 5th member on towards Mirage than it is to Train. Train is so difficult. You can see that they're getting strung out. But with Mirage, you can kind of sit Zedski with an AWP, you know, towards mid, maybe towards A ramp. Just let him work the opportunities as opposed towards, we're on Train. What opportunities has he to work with? You can't really take the B site because you need support. You don't really know the flashbangs and smokes. But Mirage is just such an open space. Zedski's going to have an absolute field day right now. So that makes it a lot easier. You can everyone knows the smokes from Mirage as well. It's not like Train where it's, you got to line up with this particular pixel when the cloud is floating over at this particular point in time, which that's how people line up smoke grenades, right? Mirage, it's much more simpler. Everyone knows the smokes. I mean, even I know them, and I'm terrible at Counter-Strike. So that's pretty much how easy executions of Mirage actually are.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that Zedski is going to feel much more comfortable on this, just being a way less tactical orientated map. He's going to be having a lot more freedom, and I think that Kings must feel a lot more confident coming into their map pick.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing how Chiefs might play this one. They've, as you said, prepared themselves. They tactically let Kings select Mirage, so they must have something in the playbooks for this. We've got game 2 ready to go. Kevin, Stuart, let's see what happens.
All right, on towards map number 2 between Kings and Chiefs. And Kings, they're down 1 map at the moment, and if they're to keep their dreams alive of, you know, seeing the great beaches, the great life of just eating Korean barbecue all the time, as well as all the nice, I guess, scenery, they have to take this one and the next one.
Yeah, back against the wall. If they want that Korean barbecue, they need to turn up now. And if there was any map for them to do it, it'd be Mirage, the notorious Kings home map. That's for sure. They've been so dominant on Mirage, countlessly beating Chiefs. I think it must have been 2 or 3 times that they've beat Chiefs on this map. But Chiefs, on the other hand, if they're able to close this out, they'd find themselves representing Australia in Korea. They've had the time to prepare for this map, but who is going to be able to close this out? As Chiefs start off the better with Tex getting 1 before spotting Zedski, but starting again, fighting against him again.
Yeah, no need to fight, but Zedski does push into CD Connector and at least get a 1-for-1 before he's traded out. But still, the numbers in the favour of Chiefs at the moment, as Kings are flooding on towards the A-bomb side. But EMAG, just a flood of blocks right now. But Alistair will be able to find another clean headshot from the USP. Now down towards a 2-on-2, though it's very, very close in this pistol round, which
Would be the first pistol round that Kings have won if they're able to take it, but now Hat's down towards a 1 and 2, and he's surrounded from both sides. He's looking towards the incorrect areas. They're going to make an engagement, but Alistair, all he needs to do is just peek out at the right time. And there you have it, the third pistol round out of 3 going in the favour of the Chiefs, and this is not doing Kings any favour whatsoever.
Yeah, what a start there from Chiefs again. Alistair hitting some nice headshots there, getting himself 3 for that round, and winning another pistol round again for Chiefs. Perfect start on the CT side. Kind of the stronger side for the map. Not too much of a side-base map like we saw on Train, which is a bit harder on that T side, but Kings just deciding to stay for this round. They're going to be able to pick up the AKs in the next round as they were able to get that bomb plant, securing the extra money from that round, but just picking up a couple flashes. If they can get a couple kills on this round, maybe the bomb down, they're going to be having a nice bit, but they're running straight into this MP7. MP9 of Inns, he picks up 2 before falling off.
This is so well done by Malta at run, just clean up as well. So there you have it. Very, very clean anti-eco, but the bomb plant did go down, so Kings are looking for the AK-47s in this round, and Chiefs, little bit of a bonus round, I would say. They kept all their guns up in the previous round, which is always great to see if you're a counter-terrorist fan, because if you lose any of the guns, it actually makes your job so much more difficult coming back. And that's kind of where the argument comes in, where before, this map did have a very, very heavy CT side bias. I would say now it's just very economically sided biased. Sorry,
yeah, it's very, very 50-50. Ali just doing a ton of damage through that smoke with the arm. But yeah, it's just about the momentum on this side. I think that it's one of those maps very similar to Nuke, where you can see kind of whitewash blackout on their T side, where they just kind of like dominate them and give them no kind of leeway to get any money built up on their side. But nice little start there from Wizard as Emacs just creeping his way up short. But I think they'd be happy coming onto their T side. A bit more freedom, especially with Zedski. It's one of those more forgiving T sides where there's a bit more individual plays, a little bit more creative freedom on this map rather than the team-based executes. As we see Kings is slowly taking some map control after that pick of Wizard.
Malta has spotted out Emacs, so just trading a little bit of damage, tit for tat. But after Wizard was able to open up as Pex was trying to push towards B apps, it does mean that Kings can try to posture over, and oh, what an off timing though. Zedski with a bomb. If he was caught out in the open by Inns, could have been disaster, but it isn't disaster for now. And as a matter of fact, it's a great success for Kings, because now they can fly onto the A bomb site, and Alistair very, very scared on the balcony. And oh no, that flash has gone terribly wrong. Malta is trying to blind Hats, but it works the other way around. And now it's a clean sweep for Kings until Alistair decides to ruin the party just by a little bit. He's able to get 2, but that's it. He's done. And now a 1 and 3 Tux. Wrong bomb site, completely opposite side. Locked out from all angles. He'll be lucky to find maybe one pick towards a unsuspecting attacker, and there you have it. He takes down Wizard, who wasn't aware of Tux being towards short, but the bomb plant should go down very shortly in a very, very safe position for Kings to be defending, and Tux a lot of work to do.
Perfect round there from Kings. After they get that first pick on the B Hall's aggression, BioWizard take all the map control, suffocated the Chiefs, and when Chiefs were trying to get a little bit of map control themselves, pushing into that T spawn, they run straight into the crosshair of Zedski, and they found themselves with an easy split onto the A-bomb site. We see, again, praising Kings, double peeking that guy in CT spawn, making sure that they can trade down, and it was an easy headshot there to close out that round. But love that round from Kings, just taking their time after that first pick, make sure they get the map control, there's no counter-aggression from Chiefs, they punish that counter-aggression and they close out that round. And even though Chiefs felt like they had a sniff back into it, the Kings were always in the driver's seat that round.
All right, here we go once again, smoke. Oh, that is not a good catwalk smoke. This, Alistair, he'll just spray one down. Emag kind of butchers that, and will pay for his life as a matter of fact as well. You got to throw your smoke grenades correctly at the end of the day. That's actually challenging the angle. Tux, that's 3 times he's peeked out. And that is 1 time too many. As Hats finally clicks the bullet onto his head. So even though it's a great start from the Chiefs, Tux kind of throws away the advantage a little bit.
No need for that aggression there from Tux, especially after his position was given away. Re-picking straight into the crosshair of Hats, giving them an easy way back into the round, making it a 4v4 as Ali spots out the player in Palace before smoking off Con. But a little bit of over-aggression there from Tux. They just want to build on that momentum from the last round, and gets punished for it there from a nice headshot there from Hats.
Alistair could be lining up right now. He gets what? He gets 2 through the smoke as well. And now he has a chance to get the third. Wizards depleted his cliff, and there's a flashbang push forward. Alistair, not teamwork coming in from the Chiefs as Alistair's picked up 4 from the round, but Henry just strikes right back out of Palace. A little bit late to the action, but as he's saying, Henry, also known as Liaz, if there's ever a man that you want in a 1vx situation, in a clutch situation, high pressure, this man is ice cold.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's ever panicked in his life. In a Counter-Strike server, he just knows that he needs to take his time here and finds a gun with 0 bullets in it. Not the ideal one there, but Chiefs just deciding to play together. They've got that bomb down. They know that he won't have too much time here, and I'm not sure how aware he is of Pex in this close corner, and Pex getting that nice kill there. And great recovery there from Chiefs, and great round there from Alistair in the con, picking up a couple through the smoke, and then that perfect team flash from his teammate, getting that final player in mid, and nothing Wizard could do there. Full blind. What a great teamwork there from Chiefs.
And that's just those little things. It doesn't seem like much because yes, once again, Alistair, impeccable aim to get that spray. Beautiful, game sense as well to know that there's enemies dancing around the edge of the smoke. But what just like, is that, the cream on the cake is the flashbang and the communication coming through from his teammates.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about, where it's so vital to have that kind of cohesive 5 where everyone's prepared together. Zetsky standing in the lineup for Kings. Doesn't have as much time to prepare as the Chiefs lineup. Is a nice little execute here on the B-bomb side. And Ime picks up Pex through the smoke before getting traded out by Tux. And Chiefs just need to wait their time, hold for the aggression here, and just retake this bomb site. But Wizard, nice little kill there as Alistair on the flank. Catches the player off guard, but pivotal kill there from Lias. Picking up the player in B-ups, did not deserve that kill at all. But 2 fast trades there from Chiefs, and they found themselves back into this round.
Yeah, but the Kings on the back of pistols, just basic pistols and body armor, have managed to take it once again. Australian anti-eco, ladies and gentlemen, which is really unfortunate, I guess. It's a long-running joke and gag, and unfortunately it's become reality.
But it's just Chiefs just jumped the gun there. They need to take their time. Once that player died through the smoke and got traded down, all they needed to do was hold checkers with that player on the B-ups flank. If they'd kept control of checkers, kept control of the B-ups, they know that they've suffocated them into that B-bomb site. Use those Molotovs, use those flashbangs, clear the sites together, but people jump the gun. That player in B-ups, over-aggressive, player in checkers, throwing away his life. And Kings, they had no right to win that round in terms of economic or even how the round kind of develops, but Chiefs just throw it away and they put themselves in an eco and give Kings a breath of life. With their back up against the wall on their map pick, that's exactly what they needed after a tough start.
Not just like breath of life, you get a breath of life, you get a nice cash infusion in your bank account, as well as a vacation booked for you. Because you've not only just won the round on the back of pistols, you've retrieved a few assault rifles and 2 people, and you've reset Chiefs into a double eco, or a single eco at the very least. And that's just a really, really free round, because Kings are set up really nicely, get the kills on the SMGs, build up the bank accounts, make sure that you can retire happy with a 401k, and, well, Chiefs on the double eco once again.
Yeah, like, this is what we're talking about. Chiefs would have found themselves a 5-1 situation here, coming up against the buyer with a lot of money in the bank if they had played out that anti-eco a little bit more solidly. But unless something bizarre goes on this round, we're going to be finding ourselves in a 4-3 advantage for Kings on their T side after what was a bit of a shaky start. And that's why we've got to talk about, you need to have that presence of mind. Any little round, any little leeway that you give away, especially to a team that's got such quality of this Kings lineup, if you give them a centimetre, they'll take a metre, mate, and they absolutely punished Chiefs for that over-aggression there. And this A executor's coming up, and Ian's picking up a nice one through the smoke. That headshot on Zetsky.
Surely, though, Kings, they're all postured on this A-bomb site, and the wall of smokes towards jungle and stairs will completely lock the counter-terrorist out of contention. They're now pushing towards CT. This is the focal point, and Pex is just staying hidden. Alistair, this is so crucial on the flank. He spotted the bomb carrier. Oh, what a flashbang from the T side. I think it was uncoincidental. Wizard peeks out. You feel a little bit cheated if you're Alistair, but such is life, because now it's down towards the 3 and 4. There was some great damage done earlier on, but unfortunately, they couldn't continue the good flow. But Ian's is coming forward. Another Deagle kill. He's looking for more still. Just dancing up and down the stairs position is so difficult to try to hit the head, and they have it. Emag will also be able to take down Tux's ends. He's absolutely on fire with the Desert Eagle right now. I don't think he can win this round, but he's done a lot of economical damage, which is just what you kind of need on the back of basic pistols, and Chiefs can finally buy into this round. They should get at least a single AWP up. They've got enough money on Alistair. He's been in good form. And Kings, they've got the AWP and Zetsky, got the AKs up as well. They're looking much better.
Yeah, a lot of money built up. You see 8.4k on Hats and 6k on Liaz. They're going to be able to buy out a couple more rounds, and Chiefs, they've put themselves on this thing where it's, if they lose this round, they're going to be putting themselves on an eco again, and that half can be running away. Very similar to what we saw on Chiefs T-side on Train. That this money is such an important factor here for Chiefs, and a single round, a single bad decision-making from a team can punish them. And bit of aggression here from Kings. They like this tempo keeping it nice and fast. The timing is awful there for Hats as Tux peeks out as he turns his back, and perfect start for the round for Chiefs. But as I say that, Liaz trades out Malta on that A-bomb site.
Yeah, so Liaz or Henri just coming out from A ramp, and now Kings once again just getting these picks. It is a little bit interesting to know that Chiefs actually did not opt to go for the AWP. So Alistair's actually picked up the M4 instead, and Tux, if he can find the correct timing, might be able to find a play, but EMAG just a little bit too aware. I think might have just spotted the edge of the head, and Alistair has to go progressive right now. He has to take the initiative. They're losing map control. He has to try and take down the bomb carrier. It's going to be Zedski coming up slowly. If Alistair can take this out, it would be a turnaround. But oh, he gets the deke, and Zedski, fast reaction to take him out. A single click makes it look too easy. A flashbang and a bullet to clean things up, and Kings now up 2 rounds. As well as the economical advantage. Resetting Chiefs to another pistol round. It's just going to build their advantage, and that is a perfect start you want as a T side.
Yeah, exactly. After that round, we keep harping on about it, but Kings have found themselves in a perfect situation here, where if Chiefs are able to, they're going to eco this one out. Even if they're able to pick up another round, if Kings is going to keep that money low, Chiefs have always got that looming double eco above their head. If they're going to win a round, they need to be able to link a couple of rounds. If they win a round, lose a round, they're going to be in a worse situation than they are right now. Obviously, because right now they've got the lost round bonus, where it's the multiplier. They basically get more money after the more rounds that they've lost. So they're going to be able to find themselves a really good buy after 2 ecos. But if they were to win a round and then lose a round to this Kings Gaming Club, they're going to find themselves in a terrible money situation for the rest of the half. And after such a strong start, that simple anti-eco just kind of throw away this start to their CT side.
Right, so the bomb's going down the A bomb site. Kings just set up in defensive positions. They're all scattered out and about, so it's going to be very, very difficult for Chiefs to try to retake it. You can just see they're going for kills and trying to look to put a little bit of bangers ins. Gets another kill with the Desert Eagle. He surely should be flushed out. EMAG will be able to get the angle, and Tux caught in the middle of nowhere. His life is forfeit. Very, very clinical round coming in from Kings. They lose a couple of members, but at this stage, you don't really mind if you're losing a few members, because you still got tons of money in the hands of EMAG and Henri, who can just drop for days right now in Chiefs. They finally bring out the AWP, and it's going to be a double AWP setup on Alistair and Tux.
Yeah, at this point in time, they're not worrying about a single player or 2 dying. It's just about winning those rounds. And it looks like we're seeing some fast aggression here. With 4 players positioning themselves towards B up straight away, they're going to be walking straight into this AWP of Tux. This is going to be a pivotal battle here. As the execute looks like it's about to rain out, Tux is going to need to do something special here. He gets the first one, decides to fall off. This is a smart play here from Tux. Just knows he needs to burn his nades, stay alive, wait for his rotations from the CT side as Pex pushes through that smoke and picks up 1.
Okay, Zetsky managed to get the trade, but now Chiefs just flooding on towards the site. They've been able to rotate quickly enough as Tux cleans up. Very, very quick round, but that's exactly what they needed. A double up setup, and they make it work.
Great discipline there from Tux. Knows that he needs to get that first shot. With that player picking B ups, knows there's going to be more people behind him. Throws down that smoke, throws down that Molotov, just buys his time for his teammates. Knows that he's got the numbers advantage. He just has to wait for his teammates. But pivotal round here for Chiefs. They need to be able to build their bank up. If Kings are able to close out this round, Chiefs are again going to find themselves in strife, where they're going to be finding themselves on eco after eco. And Kings, they're going back to this B-bomb site. They're going to be going straight into this AWP. Oh no, it is not the AWP, it's the rifle of Pex, but he's by himself at B-bomb site. He needs to be burning utility, staying alive as the smokes, the flashes are raining over, but that Molotov perfectly placed, delaying this execute from the T side.
But look at this. I mean, Kings have not gone on the back of the smokes thrown. You can see there's actually one member just working his way around mid, just being an absolute nuisance. This is drawing the attention away for Alistair, and he's no longer watching the B side. And Pex, he falls, goes 1 for 1, but that's not good enough at this stage, as the rest of the Chief members are locked out right now. And you can see that slow flank coming out from short right now. It's just Wizard just dancing around. He's going to be cleaned up by Malta. 4 and 3. There's a lurk potential down for Kings, and this is going to be a little bit troublesome for them to hold right now. 3 and 4.
Kings, they need to take some map control here as the first pick here. They know this player's on the B-bomb site. There's probably 2 players towards Checker, take some control, but Zedski peeks out with the flashbang in hand. That is not what you want to do. Gives the Chiefs the perfect opening there, and Malta, this pressure on the flank is going to create so much pressure here for the T side. They need to choose somewhere to fight. Need to kill this Checkers guy. His Hats, 2 massive frags there, and 1v2 for Ints. On low HP, he decides against this round. Needs to save that AWP, and Kings winning this round again. Chiefs are going to be in strife economically for this round. Important for him to save this AWP if they're going to be able to find themselves anything in the next round.
Yeah, Stu, you were talking about the lost round bonus. The lost money bonus. Now it's been completely reset. Yeah, Kings, they do lose the rest of their lives, but doesn't really matter because they can just buy up straight into the... They'll know Chiefs will have to either force or they have to go on the basic pistols. They have a perfect read of the Chiefs economy right now, and you can see that one of them's already got the SMG, just ready just to go in as the money man. Not only can the SMG just, you know, sprint in fast and just spray and pray, but every single kill he gets actually adds more dollars into the bank account, and you always want more zeros at the end of it. It always makes life a little bit greener.
You can't get enough zeros in your bank account, that's for sure. But I also love the SMG. Even if they know that it's going to be a fourth buy coming into this round, especially a team like Chiefs, they're always going to prioritize that utility over their head armor. And if that Mac 10 is able to get a bink or two, especially those SMGs so accurate whilst jumping, whilst moving, catching those Chiefs players off guard, he's going to find himself some easy kills if he's able to get those headshots, even if he's coming up against the buy out of the Chiefs side. But looks like there's going to be a lot of confrontation very soon as we see 5 players positioning themselves towards this A execute, and they're going to run into 4 players on this A bomb site for Chiefs. So great read here from Chiefs. They're going to hold this bomb site down early. As great opening there from Mints.
Oh, there is actually a stack in the A bomb site as well, so the danger's not over yet. So they managed to stack correctly. Malta does a little damage to the second player, but can't get the kill. And now Kings are just flooding over the site. Pex, no, he switches to the gun at the wrong time. If he kept out the UMP, would have been able to take that on second member. But alas, it's not to be for the Chiefs, but for Kings, well, at least showing a lot more life in this half compared to the last one.
Yeah, they know that the pressure was on them. If they were to keep their hopes and dreams of going live, of going over to Korea and representing Australia, that it was going to be this map they needed to turn up, and my God, have they turned up. On their T side, after a shaky start, they've really just been having the driver's seat ever since, and they've just not even given Chiefs a breath of life into their CT side, just constantly shutting down this money in every single situation, and it's brilliant to hear from them. And Chiefs need to go back to the drawing board, save out this round, and they need to be able to close out this last couple of rounds if they're going to be able to do anything coming onto their T side.
Now EMAG is joining in the party, cleaning up. Henri also towards the A bomb site, or towards T spawn, sorry, shuts down the A pusher. Malta got a lot of information, but eventually paid with his life. So a much of a muchness round. Basic USPs as well as P2Ks, and you spread out. Kings just playing very passively and far back to make sure that they don't fall into the trap of losing the Australian anti-eco. It's done very well in this round. They lose a single gun. Yeah, so what? It's coming towards the final rounds. You don't really need the guns that badly, and Pex's position is now known. And you just see that 2 members are just tapping away, and Pex peeks into a perfect kind of firing line. 9-4.
I'd love to see attack pause here from Chiefs. Just stabilise after what's been a bit of a shaky end to their CT side. Maybe have a chalk. What their game plan is with coming into this round, not too much in the way of utility, and they won't have the AWP on Alistar, but no, they have decided against attack pause. They must have something in mind here. As we see 2 players positioning themselves towards window, and Kings actually positioning towards B site straight away. Then are they going to be going towards that kind of stock standard B execute? They've had so much success towards this B bomb site. As you see, 2 players from Chiefs are going to bunch an aggression straight away, and this instantly contact there as 1 player of the Kings gets a trade as 2 go down.
Pex actually going aggressive right now as Henri finds another headshot towards Alistair onto a short, as a matter of fact. He's also found another one. If you give Henri just that little bit of an inch, he can go, takes it mild, but now Pex, he actually gets 2 through the smoke. Finds Zedski jumping through, and will also take down Wizen, and now it's down towards a 1-on-2. Bomb is lost towards B apartments, and Henri's got a lot of work to do to try to get this position up. They know he's somewhere towards short, and you see Alistair is rotating appropriately as well. A lot of times to still burn away, and all of a sudden, this is a very, very much an alive round. I can't even give it in the favor of the Chiefs just yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Henri or Liaz heard that player rotating through unders. He knows that Pex is in B-ups, but I don't think he did hear him. He's trying to look for that 1v1. It's important in this 1v2 situations that you need to be able to find those 1v1s, give himself a chance into the round. If he's able to face both of them at the same time, there's no way that he's going to be able to close out this round. And that's why we saw the Chief player rotate through unders, knows that he just needs to come to his teammates, play together, and what a headshot there from Henri. Getting himself straight back into this round. It's a 1v1 against Malta. Pivotal round here for Chiefs as Malta's able to close that out, but got a bit shaky there, and Henri Liaz, the man of the clutches, thought he had a way back into that, but Malta says no, swings out and sends him back into the next round.
How weird is that, though? And this is always... Liaz or Henri is like one of the most peculiar players, I would say, because he's not a very flashy player. He's not say, for example, a Alistair who jumps out, hits amazing shots. Not like an Inz who plays so dynamically. He's just a good counter striker, great mechanics, solid crosshair placement, and incredible game sense.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like an amazing player, but he doesn't need to look amazing because he just allows kind of the stats as well as the team score to show itself.
That's the thing. Like when you have such great fundamentals, you bring so many other things to the team. You don't need to be flashy. There's no need for him to hit crazy flick shots if his positioning is so good and he's getting good crosshair placement and good positioning and good timing. And that's what you're talking about, where it's the game smarts. And he has such a great read on the game and such a great understanding that he puts himself in great position after great position as Chiefs. Crazy fast around here and they're able to get 2, but able to stabilise here as a 6-9. Maybe if they can get the pistol coming into their T side, they can get themselves back into this round. But it's really been a great T side here for Kings. It's a nice Molotov, getting Pex out of place and running straight into the crosshair there of Wizard. And they found themselves the B-bomb site for free here as they've got the 2v3 on this B-bomb site, which is a very hard bomb site to retake, mind you, as Chiefs. Just need to wait for that player on the flank who's still in T-spawn. I think he's a bit scared there's someone there, but Wizard getting his foot out, getting a lot of damage from Alistair.
And now Zedski just stuck on the site. He has to lock down so many different angles, and this is the perfect retake situation for Chiefs. They know where one is, they know the other one's on the bomb site, so kind of the positions are both known. They have it. Both of them fall down like bowling pins. It's going to be a pretty rough CT half. Not going to lie, it's a stock standard score, right? It's a very dominant T side. You're going to be lucky to get 6 rounds. But still, you had a feeling that Chiefs definitely need more. And this is now looking like Kings will be taking this map away. I know it's still early days. They still need to win kind of 7 to take it away. But they're setting themselves up the correct way to do so.
But especially to win the pistol round and then for Alistair to win that first gun round in such a kind of clinical way to end the half for a 9-6. That's a really disappointing start for Chiefs on the CT side. So it's going to be important for them to win this pistol round. I think that if Kings are able to get this pistol round, they're going to be able to run out with this one. They look so strong, and we see Liaz 20 frags at the moment. What we're talking about, him not being the flashiest to play, but he always puts up the numbers, and he's definitely putting up the numbers here for Kings today.
Yep, and it is showing right now in just the team score, just how he lurks. And now Chiefs looking to make their way through the underpass area. I did see in an A team that a lot of the time what they do is they actually boost a member up towards a short box with a pistol to navigate it. But instead, if you just find all these headshots instead, why would you need to navigate it instead? But down towards a 2-on-3 now. That's Tux. Oh, he can't get the kill towards Hats. He dinks him out, tags him so low, but can't get the kill. And now Malta. Oh, Wizard is so low, but Malta doesn't actually completely kill. I don't know what he was looking at. He thought Wizard was falling the other way, and he always butchered it. But finally lands the shot. So down towards a 1-on-2 and Chiefs. They're both, every single member so low. Only member that's probably not a one-shot. Even then, Malta is a one-shot. He's got no armor.
No armor. It's just going to be the trading of the single bullets here as we see one player picking up on Ticket. Bullet flies just past his leg, and that position of Hats is known. They just need to play this bomb. It's all the pressure is on Hats. That kit is stuck in CT spawn, I'm pretty sure. So Hats is going to find his way there if he's going to try and get on the defuse. But good positioning here in the CT spawn. I'm not sure how aware of Hats will be of this, but great positioning here from Malta. He should be able to pick up Hats in 2 seconds. And yes, Hats had absolutely no idea. Walked straight into the crosshair of Malta. And great little play there from Malta. Getting that pistol around for Chiefs, and that's pivotal. But we saw them be so shaky on their NE codes on the CT side. I don't think that they can do that on their T side if they are hoping to close out this map in 2-0 and secure their ticket to Korea.
You almost said Jakarta.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
You're getting flashbacks, eh? It's like, Sonic, you want to be back there. So, how was the experience, actually?
Yeah, it was playing CS internationally is always a special thing, especially when you're representing your country. It's kind of, you never really expect to you're playing the game that you love and you enjoy, and to have the opportunity to represent Australia in any way is kind of something that's really amazing. You never really forget. So that's what these guys are vying for today, and it's a massive honour to play for Australia and represent yourselves overseas, and especially to do it in the game that you love. All these guys obviously have a great passion for the game, and to be able to do that is something special. That's what we're seeing them fire up so much. Kings, they needed, after such a shaky start, they needed to bounce back if they wanted any hope of doing that, and that's what we've seen so far. The Chiefs have every possibility to close this out in 2, especially with the weaponry advantage they've got at the moment.
Still early days, though. They managed to take the pistol. They should be able to clean out this round quite quickly. Oh, I'd feel a little bit cheated if I was Tux. Hands down towards 2 HP, and Henry is actually on the flank. He will be able to catch out one here. Oh no, Molds hasn't looked, and here comes the knife. There's the disrespect coming out from Henry. He does lose his life, But really at the stage, the real winner is the Knifer. And all the CTs, they can lose their life, but you can't take away the fact that you just got shanked.
Yeah, they lost the round, but Liaz wins it with the knife. Gets that extra little bit of money in his back pocket, and that's important. That he's going to be able to pick up that secondary AWP, because we see Zeds here with 3K, or he's going to be able to pick up all the utility in the world that he could ever ask for it, and coming into this next round. But Chiefs able to close that one out after a bit of a shaky start, but I like that A execute. Just grouping up, using the Molotovs, just clearing up stuff together, and that pot flash thrown over mid for Kings is not going to find too much as the player just holding passively at top mid.
Kings just playing passively. They tried to find an opportunity towards mid, but now they're just floating back and just resuming defensive positions as Chiefs. We're just playing anti-flash as well, so just sitting back, making sure that the CTs couldn't get aggressive, as now Pex will punish Zedzki for over-aggression. Hat's almost allowed to do some more damage, but they do manage to check the angle just at the right time, and Andre, and nothing much that you can really do with the USP. It's too low caliber, not enough stopping power behind it, which means that it's going to be easy romping for these SMGs who are just pushing in, looking to add more money inside the bank account. And now we should be looking at tied rounds. EMAG, yeah, he's just being punched all over the place, and he's going to finally be put down 9 apiece. Now this is where things are going to be looking a little bit exciting.
I'd love to see Chiefs keep up the momentum here. With those 4 SMGs on their T side, it really favours yourself towards some form of execute, something fast. Get up close with those SMGs. They're so powerful with the movement advantages, the accuracy while moving. You can kind of overwhelm the CT side, especially when there's 4 players without head armor. Those SMGs do so much damage against those unhead armored opponents. And important shot there from Zedzki before that smoke in. What a shot on instant smoke.
He doesn't land the third, but he takes one out through the smoke in that round. This round is all over effectively. They're coming out of Palace. They're going straight in towards Wizard, who kind of whiffs a few shots. Oh, this is actually suddenly a little bit more doable. Bomb plant does go down, but Kings have a lot of time to maneuver. But what a shot and hold from Zedzki.
Yeah, the sub doing what he did on the CT side of train, just hitting those AWP shots. That one through the smoke, that's heartbreaking there. Tux just jumped the gun a little bit overzealous, jumping through top mid before that smoke had popped. And Kings on this 4v2 retake, just going to take their time. They've got a smoke, they've got a kit, they've got a flashbang, and they're pushing in together now, and this is the perfect way to do it. And Pex, nice headshot there.
He finds one. Can he find the second? He's around from all sides. Hats will be able to pick off Malta. They can't find another AWP though. And well, it looks like Honorary will retrieve the kit as well. So they've got time. Oh, do they have time to defuse? It's ticking. It's ticking. Can he get it? Oh, he will just be able to get it. 0.2 seconds left.
That is
clutch.
buddy.
Oh my goodness. They managed to retrieve the kit just at the last moment. That is great communication, sorry, coming out from Kings. To be aware on where they're dying and just going, no, pick up my kit. We don't have enough time. 0.2 seconds.
The presence of mind there, and nerves are still there from Liaz as he's holding down that defuse. Wasn't too sure if that was going to go through, and he luckily, just in the nick of time, was able to close that out and get the round from Kings.
Luck? That's skill.
Skill?
That's skill. I don't think that's luck, mate.
I'm sure there would have been some panic communication right there. Is that my kit's in spawn, get it? Like, there would have been some
Liaz
panic.
would have been panicked. He'd just be like,
yeah, he wouldn't have been phased.
I got it. Don't worry, guys.
I don't think anything's phased Liaz's life, and a nice opening there from Zeds here. Again, the substitute with that op on his CT side. He's just been able to get pick after pick on Kings, and that's exactly what you want from a substitute. Being able to step up and get you those opening kills.
And it's just been so strong on the CT side. Once again, we're talking about how hard it is to kind of find the angles on the T side. For a team that you kind of need a little bit of a setup around the AWP on the T side. You need supporting flashes, you need supporting angles. But when you're playing the CT side, Zedzki is so good at just being a turret. He's effectively, he just sits in the line, he clicks, someone dies. And stays that same line, someone comes in this angle, they die. And just rinse and repeat. You'll just, very stock standard positions. If it works, it works. Ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, completely agree. That T-side AWP is a very, very hard thing to play, and it all comes down to the team and the game plan around it. And if he doesn't have that control and that freedom that Kings kind of need to facilitate for him for his AWP, it's going to be tough, especially the substitute. But that's when we're seeing on that CT side, when he's pointing and clicking, like you said, he's definitely pointing and clicking, and as he gets 2 nice kills there for Kings and puts Chiefs on the eco, and Kings pressure situation, life's on the line, and they've stepped up on their map pick here on Mirage.
Yeah, they're starting to pull away a little bit, just like Chiefs pulled away in Train. Now Kings are doing the same as Zedzki opens up and a double nade. Hollow Ends gets sent very, very quickly.
towards its death. It's not really the Christmas present you want because these nades coming out of Kings have impeccable timing. So much damage done on these HE grenades. And Malta, well, he does manage to find one with the P250. But he's just locked away in Palace. There's not much he can really do. Bomb's now been lost out in the open as Tux tried to find the opening. And there's nothing you can do as Alistair. Towards the B site, wrong bomb site. You're going to be very lucky to find an opportunity. This round is over. 12-9.
He had that knife out. Maybe he was trying to get a little bit of justice for what Liaz did to his teammates in Palace, but...
Hashtag justice for Malta.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to return that favour, but didn't find anyone. And if he's able to pick up a kill or two, maybe that'd be good for his T-side, but looks like he's not going to find too much here as that CT player is aware of jungle. No. Bit of a nerve-wracking situation here as peeking in, peeking out. Obviously, they won't see the X-ray here, but he will hear him running around like a horse. Liaz is what we're talking about. He's far, far too aware for that. He's not going to get caught off guard by Alistair. Flanking through jungle and another round on the board there for Kings.
Yeah, and this is where Chiefs... If you were in Chiefs' position at the moment, where would you roll the dice? A execute's not really working out in these buy rounds. Mid presence has just been completely shut out. Is it time to go for a B execute?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The game plan has to be to stay away from Zedski. You know that AWP is kind of positioning himself. If they're able to find a bomb site, even if they have to trade down, so let's just say they go 3v3 on a bomb site, if they're able to stay away from that AWP, they know that they've got themselves the positional advantage. They're comfortable with each other. They're going to have, the kind of depth and the understanding of each other and what they like to do in those post-point situations. Whereas Kings, with that AWP on the retake, which is kind of a notoriously hard weapon to retake with, and especially with Zedski not being too comfortable in this team, they need some form of execute. If they keep walking into the CT side, that AWP is just going to punish them again and again if it tucks. Jingle peeks that corner, Wizard trades a couple of bullets, but smartly rotates out before giving away his life.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be giving away his life just yet. He can give away a little bit of position. He's done some damage, and that's good enough. Always live to fight another day, and you still have Arnery just sitting towards the edge of window, just waiting it out, just chilling out, really.
If they're able to creep their way up short, they're going to find themselves a free bomb site here. It's all going to come down to Hats towards Van, and this is a perfect read here from Chiefs. Splitting up that short, with Leo's dropping into window, it's all onto Hats here. As he gets one, it's all onto him here.
Yeah, but Henri comes out just at the right time. Did he jump out a window? What not a madman, because he actually takes down two on the flank. Now it's up to Pex. He can't answer on towards anyone in checkers, and now Malta, you can lurk all you want. You can take out Henri, but he's already shut down two of your teammates.
God. Liaz, we thought he was down and out, but he doesn't care if he jumps into window.
He just jumped out a window into short,
He must have jumped up to short, and that was a great play there from Liaz, knowing that his teammate was going to be all by himself up short. Makes that jump, which is a very, very hard jump to do, especially under pressure, but Liaz, such great fundamentals, such great movement in the game, his control of his in-game character, able to do that hard jump up towards short. He's there to help Hats and trade down two. No one expected anyone up short, and what was a great read from Chiefs, hitting that one solo player on B-bomb site, just collapsed in front of their eyes as Kings. Far, far too quick on those rotations, and great play from Hats to stay alive on that B-bomb site.
It's not an easy jump to make, he was saying, and to just do it in a clutch situation so quickly to find the correct timing. Absolutely insane, but Pex will be able to find a kill with the Desert Eagle, so a little bit of life just left yet. So we'll be able to answer. Now down towards a 4-on-4, just Deagle's out. Oh, it's just being slaughtered right now. The bomb has been lost in CT connector as well, and now it's down towards a 2-on-4.
Great double pick there from Kings, making sure that both of the players are there to trade it out, and now it's burned down that utility. Those Deagles on the T side of Chiefs, they can be so powerful. If you give them any room to get those 1v1s, get those headshots, players like Malta, play like Pex with those are so pivotal. Don't give them anything. Keep grinding out these rounds. You need to be able to win your map pick if you want any hope of going to Korea. And Kings, keep building on this. They're playing a great CT side.
Absolutely, and it's been clinical so far in Chiefs. I just feel like they're a little bit strung out as well. They're getting picked off by the AWP. They're not working together. And by the time that the Lurker does come and try and attempt something, it's too late. Malta, though, will find one of the Deagle, and Pex is actually rotated all the way back towards A ramp. Oh my goodness. Wizard has not found the timing. It's actually been reset down towards a 2-on-2.
What a shot there from Pex on the A-site player. And this player in corner is going to find a pivotal battle here as Malta picks him up there in corner. It's all on Zedski on short. The substitute knows where that bomb is, but these two players of Chiefs need to play together. Spotting that headshot line, it's such a hard shot to hit, and he's decided against fighting that. He's going to rotate through the CT spawn, but that AWP on the retake so hard against the Chiefs players, and Chiefs have so much time, can get into any after-plant situations that they want. Zedski has no idea where these players are, where they're playing from, and so much to do here.
Yeah, Zetsky is just walking. He's not making any noise right now. He's got a lot of time to work with, which is a correct decision. Malta, he's looking at the right angle. Oh my goodness. No, they just walked by each other, but Pex is waiting at the line. Oh, if you're Malta, you'd have a little bit of a heart attack, because when Pex reports, he's right next to you. The water round from Chiefs, 2 on 4.
What a
Desert
recovery.
Eagles. Sure, they're high caliber, but they're inaccurate as heck when you fire past the second board. That was huge.
Yeah, there's what I was touching upon. You can't give them any space with those Deagles, especially players on that Chiefs side. So good with them, and if you give them too much room, give them too much space, give them too much map control, they can get themselves in a position where you catch them off guard. And one hit headshots, the round can turn on its head, and that's what we saw for Kings. Giving them too much space, play creeping up A ramp, catching them off guard, and then the round fell apart in front of their eyes. And we've been praising how good that CT side is from Kings. Got a bit nervous there, didn't want to lose that any eco, and in doing so, they gave Chiefs far too much space, and those Deagles ran over them. And we see it, A execute going to brain out here, but 3 players here from Kings ready to fight this. Nice entry there from Malta to start off the round.
Yeah, the Incendiary Grenade has locked him out. It's going to take a little bit of damage. He's out of the initial fight, but none of the Chiefs have just fought out just yet. There are great grenade on towards EMAG to shut him off from Pex, and now down towards a 3 on 5. Pex is going to go for the plant, but there's one towards Thicket. Armory's going to shut him down. He does get traded, but the bomb, look where it's being dropped. It's out in the open, and the double AWP setup is absolutely perfect for this. There's no more smoke grenade left. They have to just throw bodies at it, and if they're going 1 by 1, Hats as well as Zetsky. It's going to have such a fun time. What a shot from Hats. Inns, say goodbye to your head. And now Hats is looking for more. They're flashed out, but look at this positioning from Chiefs. There's no one there on the site. They can't get the bomb plant down. And as time is ticking away, they can't rotate. They've got nothing to work with. Kings, how have you done this?
Chiefs, just they had a smoke, they had a flash. They just needed the presence of mind to take the time, but Hats picking up Malta, and it's all into Ali with this AWP. What a recovery there from Kings, but Chiefs throwing away that round. Just need to take their time. They had so much time left on the clock. Use that smoke, use that flash to be able to cross and get that bomb for free, but Ali finds himself back into a 1v1, but I don't think he's got any idea that Hats has rotated through spawn, and he's going to find himself completely caught off guard as he plants his bomb, and what a recovery there from the Kings as Hats closing him out. But Chiefs, take your time, guys. Someone needs to be able to call that presence of mind. Someone smoke off jungle. That player with the smoke, I didn't see who it was. They needed to be able to demand that their team take their time, but peeking out 1 by 1 into those AWPs of Kings in that mid-con. And what a terrible round for Chiefs to lose.
But some great shooting coming out of Hats. Really, the instrumental player. 4 kills in that round to bring it back. And now Chiefs have to force up in this, and they're just lining up for an A site. And just by judging on how the A site executes are going, I'm not too particularly happy about their chances.
Yeah, Kings are so great against these A executes. They really are forceful. One thing that a lot of teams like to do against these A executes is play retake, but Kings go against that. They always decide to fight it, and we see EMAG straight down into sandwich position. One player in spawn, a player in sight. If Chiefs aren't clear on these with these smokes, with these flashbangs, they're going to run straight to the crosshair of Kings, and that's going to be important. Molotov as Zetsky opens it up, and EMAG gets another.
Yeah, Zetsky finds one. EMAG will be traded out. But look at this position for Wizard. Oh no, the flashbang. Oh, the CTs. They blind themselves, but Henri with the UMP will be able to clean up one. And Malta, cheeky position, but you're not cheeky enough for Hats. And Inns, 4 HP. He's good, but I don't think he's this good.
I think he's burnt out all of his clutches on Train, and he certainly has. His Hats able to clear him up and put Kings onto map point. Could they possibly force a third here? Chiefs, with those pistols and armor, they're going to need to get themselves into overtime if they want to close this out in 2, or we're going overpass.
I think we'll be going towards overpass because, once again, Kings, they're just looking too strong at the moment. Now Hats are starting to wake up as well. Zetsky just hitting every single shot available towards him. And then, to just top it off, you got Henri just on the side, flitting around. Solid performance on the T side, backing it up on the CT side now. And, as expected, of, I guess, your ex-teammate.
Just doing Henri things, just hitting those shots as another A execute's going to rain out for Chiefs, and they're running straight into the crosshair of Wizard. Great Molotov there, great flashbangs, and this round, nothing here for Chiefs. Malta pushing through that smoke, and Zetsky, easy shot there from the CT spawn as 2 players push up into a crossfire, and that is the map for Kings. What a great recovery there.
That was absolutely sick from Kings. Amazing comeback to bring it into map number 3. I mean, they struggled a little bit through the halfway point, but they pulled ahead at the end, and that's what counts.
Well, thanks so much, Kevin and Stuart. what an incredible second game. You know, Kings really stepped up. They kept themselves in the match. You know, they are playing the grand finals, best of 3. It's now 1-1, both sides. They want to go to Korea. So what do you guys see in that game? You know, Kings came in really, really hard fought.
Yeah, what a great game. Kings back up against it, and like you said, they must really want to go to Korea. Chiefs, I thought they had a stranglehold on it early on, but that any eco where that B execute from Kings was just so pivotal at that point. We completely saw the tempo change, and Kings at that point fired up and continued to just dominate that T side. And at that point, they just had a complete stranglehold on that map, and they showed us why they picked Mirage. So dominant against Chiefs, and Chiefs have to just really clear the slate and come in with a fresh approach on overpass if they want to get themselves to Korea.
Yeah, and I'd say as well for Chiefs on the T side, it wasn't really successful a lot of the time. You could see that they were going for the same thing again and again and again. And even though they had numbers advantages, it felt like it was watching Kings on train this time on the T side. They weren't succeeding. They weren't going in together. The grenades weren't in the right positions. The trades weren't going correctly. They were up in 4 versus 2 situations sometimes, and they failed to win them. And that is really systematic of just really, really poor play over the map.
So when you talk about that, you know, they were just playing the same strategy over and over again. Is that a sign that Chiefs just couldn't figure out how to break Kings?
I think as well, going into a little bit, they didn't really have a lot of leeway to experiment in terms of strategies. Because if you had a little bit more rounds as a Chiefs, you could kind of go different places. I didn't think I actually saw them go towards a B site a single time, which is just something really strange. Because if your A site execute is hitting, like failing every single time, you're getting absolutely destroyed through smoke by Zedski, who had an amazing game with the AWP. You need to try something different. And it just felt like Chiefs just went, all right, let's just go back to plan A. Let's go back to plan A. And if it doesn't work, it's like throwing your head at a brick wall. At some stage, it becomes insanity, and you've got to stop.
Yeah, and Stuart, you know, we saw that Chiefs pulled off the pedal towards the end there. Is there a bit of a tactic behind that? You know, just let Kings run away with the rest of the game?
I think that'd be some crazy next level tactic if they were to let them run away from that game. But I think it was just a big mental blockade for them to not be able to reset after that anti-eco loss, and you never saw them really kind of get their foothold back on that CT side. And coming onto this T side, like Krath said, there wasn't really that much leeway, and they must have come into the game with that game plan of hitting that A site with that A execute as a plan, because otherwise it was a monumental failing for that game to not kind of adapt or change things up. So they must have saw something when they were doing that, but they didn't have enough time to kind of play around and change things up, and we just saw that execute was just getting shut down from Kings, and they ran away with it.
Well, thanks, Kevin and Stuart. And look, we've seen Kings just come through in that second game and take it out. What an amazing round. We've got Annabelle down with both captains. We've got Chris from Kings and Tyler from Chiefs. Let's hear some words from them and how they feel about that match.
Thanks, guys. I'm back again with Tyler and Chris. So how do you feel your team played that game?
We're pretty bad. Our Mirage sucks really bad, like I said before. So, you know, we sort of went in trying to YOLO it, and they owned us pretty hard.
Yeah, we're obviously pretty happy. We sort of played pretty loose, and yeah, it worked in the end.
Yep. So Kings took that game, which means it's 1 even. So this is the last game. How are you feeling about that? Because the team to win goes to Korea. So do you have any specific strategies in place?
Yeah, not specifically for the team, but we have overpass strategies, and obviously we really want to go to Korea, and we don't really want to lose this team with the sub. So a lot of pressure on us, I guess, to win. And yeah, we'll be looking for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, overpass is going to be a little different to Mirage. It's more like execute based, so it's going to be a little harder, but we have some ideas. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we're looking forward to seeing that game. See you soon.
The 2017 AEL Nationals is proudly sponsored by eBlue, the official gaming chair partner.
Thanks so much, Annabelle. Some great words from both of the captains there. Looking at game number 3, this is it. This is the one. Whoever wins this is representing the country, Team Australia. They're going overseas. They're going to the 9th Esports World Championship to face up against 40 other nations on the world stage in Busan. What are we going to see? We saw Zedski playing so well just then. Who are you guys backing for this third and final game?
This is really going to depend on who's going to win the knife round. Overpass, it's such a CD-sided map. I mean, Stu's probably played it a lot more. I've obviously talked with a couple of other players who kind of like breaking down the philosophy, Overpass is such a control-heavy map. It's just going to be so difficult for, I believe, Kings to kind of flex their way on towards it. If they start CT, they might have a chance to get enough rounds. But if Chiefs start on the CT, I don't think Kings have a chance. So that's what I'm scared about.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying there. It's kind of very similar to the start to train and how we saw that you need a lot of depth in the strategy and kind of the control of that T side, and that isn't really something that Kings are going to be able to bring as nearly as high as Chiefs, obviously, with Zedzki kind of standing in for them. So it's important for them to get that CT side and kind of get a really solid CT side to get them a little bit of leeway where they can just grind out a couple of rounds on the T side. I think if they were to start on the T side, they won't have those kind of defaults and kind of the control of the map for them to find and execute. I think that Chiefs would kind of run away with them, get some map control, and kind of force them into the very predictable and very easy reads for them. So it's important for Kings, I feel, to get that CT side and start with that same dominance we saw in Mirage.
Okay, gentlemen. So it's Overpass. It's the third and final. Chiefs or Kings?
Like I said, once again, it depends on the sides they start on. If Kings are able to start on CT side, I'd say they'd just be able to take it. Probably a very, very close match. But if Chiefs start CT side, I think it's going to be a bit of a blowout. I know it's going to be a little bit disappointing, but I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen too much of either of these maps on Overpass, but I've got to put it with Chiefs. Just from the way that I feel how the map is going to play out and how much more prepared Chiefs will be for this map rather than Kings with the substitutes. So I've got to put my money on Kings here.
Great, and thank you so much, guys. I'm going to definitely be watching this closely. I want to watch Alistair. I want to watch Zedzki on either side. They're the top players at the moment. This is the third game, third and final. Stuart, Kevin, take it away.
Bit of a strange old kind of tradition for Counter-Strike to decide the side for that final map. It comes down to a knife round. Rather than just a coin toss, might as well just have a butchery here as the players run into each other.
Yeah, it's just well, it's very, very one-sided at this stage. Wizard, he's already been tagged down and is just full HP. So Chiefs, they'll be able to take the knife round. And once again, that's instrumental. And I think Chiefs, they probably got this in the bag now. Unless there is some barring that they completely just drop the ball, they should theoretically have this map. I just don't feel like Kings have enough in the strat book, in the textbook, to take it against Chiefs.
Yeah, theoretically, I definitely agree with you. The only kind of way that I can see Kings kind of coming into is we see something similar to Mirage, where they're able to kind of do fast-paced things. From what I've seen of Kings, they really like to abuse the monster in the B site. Doing those fast Molotovs, do those fast flashes. If they're able to do this against Chiefs, they're able to continually break their money, not really get Chiefs into the map, and maybe get like a 9-6 for their T side, or even something a little bit less. If they're able to grind out some rounds, just be able to get those clean anti-ecos against Chiefs, that they definitely have an opportunity in this map. But you have to put the backing on Chiefs. Such a class team that have everything prepared for this map against maybe an under-strength Kings with the substitute and Zedzki. But a fast little pistol here, 3 players clearing through A long into the toilets. They're going to find a little bit of interaction very soon here as Alistair hiding in the sandwich position, getting a couple of bullets off, but just deciding to fall back.
All right, so it looks like Kings have shown presence towards the A-bomb site, now going back towards the B-bomb site, but none of the Chiefs have moved yet, and they're still firmly entrenched in their positions, ready to go. And Kings, here we go. There's a first person crossing towards sandbags. It's just going to be EMAG just making a little bit of noise, and you can see that even on the A-bomb site, they're actually coming back to A now, so double pumping it, and Alistair, he's gone out in the open, he has to land these shots, and he does land those shots. That is absolutely instrumental, training his life for 2 kills, and now Tux, he's still alive and ready to go after taking down Zedzki, so down towards a 2-on-4, doing now some heavy damage towards Henry, and well, the bomb is lost, and Liaz, well, Henry, a lot of work to do. There's nothing he could do against Tux, who's now gone big. 2 kills as well for himself. We'll make that 3 as a matter of fact. And Chiefs, that is the 5th pistol round they've won.
They're so good on these pistol rounds. And Kings, really weird pistol strategy there. They do that fake towards the B-bomb site. Absolutely no rotations from Chiefs. And what ended up happening was Kings, they invested so much in utility. There weren't many players with armor. They were running straight into that site of Chiefs. Such an obvious read for them after that play peaked on short. It's just that one set of nades getting thrown towards B. And when you invest so much on those pistol rounds for that utility, you need to be using that on the site that you're hitting. Your fake has to be so efficient, so effective for it to really pay off. And Chiefs had perfect read on it. And Alistair, in pressure situation, being a bit aggressive, hits some massive headshots there and gets Chiefs another pistol round.
Yeah, and Tux just followed it up once again. And this is now looking a little bit scary. Like, we always go back to the pistol round. Sure, it's the first 3 rounds, but it's always instrumental. You get the pistol round, you have the early SMGs, you have the early assault rifles, you can shut down, you can get a little bit more warmed up. It makes it a little bit more scary for Kings, as now they're looking to try to play towards a monster area, and Peck's just dancing around right now. He takes the first engagement quite cleanly, taking down Armory. They're all blind. Well, Hats will be able to get the trade, but still 2 kills, and now Inns is going to be stepping up from the barrel, and Malta will clean up with the UMP. So that's a great round. You lose one person in the UMP, but hey, he gets 2 kills anyway, so it's really tit for tat, I guess.
Great team play there. Perfect flash there. Peck's just biding his time behind the pillar, and great teamwork there from Chiefs. And another clean round for him. Continue to build up that bank, build up that momentum, and like I said, Kings really do seem to like this B-bomb site. The flashes rained in, but not too much to worry here for Kings early days. Just those ecos. If they can get a couple of kills here as Emag picks up 1, maybe they can get themselves back into this half, but it's all going to come down to this next buy round. It's Emag dinking ints through the box a couple of times, but important to see how they approach this. What's the game plan going to be with Zedski? Picks up that AWP, so that's a very good thing coming into this round, but how are they going to utilize him? How are they going to play out the games? Is it going to be some fast tempo-based stuff, or is it going to be some more methodical defaults where they're trying to take map control? I feel like it has to be fast. It has to kind of catch the Chiefs off guard. It has to be about their momentum, their individual skill if they want to be able to grind out some rounds here on this T side.
Oh, Wizard taking damage from gravity. Did not land on the pallet or touch the edge of the ladder, which is... It doesn't seem like much where you go down to 76, but that does put you in the one-shot headshot range of the M4 of FAMAS, and it just makes it a little bit scarier, because if you had a chance if you're on 100 HP, you get dinked out, but you can just trade out. Yeah, you're on 15 HP, but you're still alive, still breathing, still kicking. But now, it looks like it's going to be Anna just answering on towards Inns first up to make it a 4-on-5. They've got to build on the success. You've got the first pick, now you've got to go together as a team, roll together as a unit, and take control of the map.
Yeah, great start to the round here on their T side. Looks like they're just spreading out, doing a bit of default. I like this from them. They've got the map control now. They don't need to get a bit overzealous. Zedski holding this deep line on the bank. See if there's any aggression from Chiefs. Chiefs are kind of notorious for the CT side to late take map control. We see the players boosted up on lower and towards the B. Now, this is where we need to see some form of execute. They've only got a smoke on Wizard and a Molotov towards Emag, so they don't have too much in the way of utility when they're going to be coming onto his sites. And Chiefs, they've got absolutely everything left in the bag. 3 Molotovs, flashes across the board, and so they're going to have everything to bide their time. And it looks like a bit of an info play towards B, and this A execute is going to be read like a book, as we see. No, we don't see a player rotating from B, but it's all going to come down to these shots as Chiefs players are doubling up in this corner here.
Not sure what to make of this play, but oh no, Hat's the first man in, won't be able to get the kill. Well, the trades are still coming in the favor of the Kings, because now it's down towards a 2-on-3, and that's always going to be more favorable, especially when the bomb plank goes down. Malta on the long flank. Kings surely should be able to lock this out, as Malta's been spotted out. Does a little bit of damage on towards Zedski, I believe. Emag. Oh, he has spotted him out, and he will take down Malta with a clean headshot. Now it's all up to Alistair. FAMAS only in hand. There's not much you can really do. No smoke as well to cover up the bomb plant, which is just very opened up. And now you've just got Armory just playing, you know, peekaboo. And Emag's going to clean up. Huge round from Emag. 4 kills. Really, that's a great way to start with the Kings on their buy round. But Chiefs, they can buy straight back into this.
Yeah, nice round there from Kings. We will see the AWP on Alistair, and it's been so dominant with it earlier on. It's going to be another AWP battle with Zedski. He hasn't been too effective on that T side, but it's going to be important for him to be able to shut down this AWP of Alistair. Malta only being able to pick up that 5-7, but still, good buy across the board for Chiefs besides that 1-5-7. It's going to be interesting to see where Alistair does go with this AWP. It does look like he's towards that B-bomb site, pushing into the dirty water. He's not going to find anything down there as the players are positioned towards A.
Yeah, Inns is in a bit of trouble if they do decide to spot it. They're actually double peeking it. Both CTs just trying to lock down the line. You get tagged up a little bit, down to 74 HP, but really, you get a little bit of information, you force a lot of grenades out. That's actually a great result for the CTs. You trade a little bit of HP, that's fine. But Tux now getting very close towards long. He's hearing them, but they don't know that Tux is tucked in. And this is starting to become a little bit risky. Zedski, great shot to open up on towards Inns, but they come too close and they just fall straight in towards Tux waiting hands. And look at that, Alistair just backing up his teammate as well. Bomb's been lost. What a play from Chiefs. They've got each other's back. So even though Inns sacrifices his life, Tux, he answers with 2, and then Alistair covers his teammate. Yeah. Really just clinical.
Great teamwork there from Chiefs, and it's all onto Emag and Liaz here. And with that bomb being down and nifty little one-way there from Alistair. It's going to be very, very difficult for his king spots, but just waiting for his teammate to rotate up through B, but not much in the way of time, and they're so scared at the moment. They have absolutely no idea where their Chiefs players have gone, and Chiefs have just decided, hey, let's let them have the bomb. We can just play it on the sites. 2-2, guys. Just play retake. We've got a lot of flashes. Got a Molotov on Tux. Just buy that time. Don't give him any picks. Just let's just play the bomb. And Alistair spotting out towards long, and nice shot there on Liaz to hopefully close this round up for Chiefs. And Emo pushing through the Molotov straight into the welcoming arms that is Alistair's AWP.
Yeah, and that long position is just so dominant as we look like we're going in towards another technical pause.
The 2017 AEL Nationals are proudly sponsored by AOC, the official monitor sponsor.
Excellent. We're good to go once again. They've sorted out everything. Hopefully they're, rulers out, protractors out.
Make sure to get it off the table so it's not getting in the way of the mouse, but Kings forced onto an eco. Zetsky only has $1,500, so they might have to have a double eco here, but what's the game plan here for the Kings Gaming Club? Chiefs could very easily run away with this. If they're able to build up their bank off of this on their C2 side, they're going to be able to have a lot of consistent rounds with that AWP in the hand of Alistair, with that utility burn. We saw they're holding onto this utility so well that when it's late round, Kings don't have much in the way of executes, and Chiefs have really been exploiting that with the Molotovs, with the flashes, with the grenades. And fast little toilet play here. He's going to catch Tux off guard there, but no, Tux is able to get in. Disappointing there for Wizard.
And Alistair, we've seen how potent he's been already on the A-bomb site. Tux is still reinforcing the toilet line, so he's just free to peek. Oh, what a great quick scope on towards Hats, but EMAG does punish Alistair for over-peeking and overstaying his welcome. But still, numbers in the favour of Chiefs. They've got all the guns. EMAG's gone for the plant. Zetsky, nothing he can really work with. Pistol up against assault rifle. That's going to work for the assault rifle most of the time, and EMAG has a lot of work to do. He's decided to default back towards the P250. Can't even clean up on a dinked ins. And so another round goes in the favour of Chiefs. They do manage to get the bomb plant down, which is a little bit of reassurance for the Kings. A little bit of extra money inside that bank account. But when you're starting to lose rounds like this, it starts slowly crawling away from you. They have to win this one.
Yeah, really important plant there. They might have been facing a double eco there if they weren't able to get that bomb down, but that bomb plant has secured them all the utility in the world they could ever want. No AWP in the hands of Zetsky, sadly, so we won't be able to see him with that weapon, but what's the game plan here? Are they going to kind of stay towards that default? No, it looks like there's going to be grouping towards B. It's going to be some form of fast going to be hit, fast execute, but 3 players here for Chiefs. How are they going to go holding against this?
Ali, what are you doing, mate? Ali just hops straight in towards Ironru, who just holds, just embraces him and hug. And now Pex, oh, he's got him 1. He's still holding towards the column area. Through the smoke, he finds another one. He gets 3. He's still alive, just dancing around the column. And there comes the Molotov, and he picks up 4 with the assistance of Inns. He won't be able to find the 5th, but he does so much damage, and Pex single-handedly just holds off that B-side attack.
My God, the thorn in the side of Kings Gaming Club. Pex standing solo behind that pillar, picking up player after player after player, running into his crosshair, picking up one through the smoke and completely shutting down that monster hold single-handedly, and that's heartbreaking for Kings. What a hold from Pex. Bit quiet over the series, but stepping up exactly when he needs him, and that's one way to get yourself a ticket to Korea.
And it doesn't matter. You don't have to step up in the first one. You don't have to step up in the second one, because the third, if it does go to the third, that's the most important. And if you drop a 30, then your past transgressions are all forgotten. You're the hero of the series.
Yeah, you're the one that booked the ticket to Korea, and all the boys are going to be shouting new Korean barbecue. So Pex has got that to be looking forward to if Chiefs are going to be able to close this out. But Kings, when they were the back up against the wall on Mirage, we saw so much get brought out of the tank, and they're going to need something special here. Something else is going to have to get brought out, another gear. Someone needs to step up. We're going to need to be looking at someone like Liaz, maybe EMAG, a veteran of the team, and the IGLs. Something has to change here. There needs to be a read on Chiefs. Chiefs have just really had their way with it so far.
And Alistair just picks up a few more kills, and it looks like it's going to be a tactical pause this time around. Kings, you're down 1-7 at this stage. You need to start discussing exactly what's going on, and this is like the nightmare scenario, really, if you're a Kings fan as well as a Kings player, because you're down 1-7. Okay, finally you've got another buy round, but where do you go? Your B site was just solo-handedly shut down by Pex, and then you try to go towards A, and Alistair's starting to hit all these shots. What do? You have a fill-in. Obviously, they don't know that smokes that well, because for me, I'm thinking of Kings, right? You're carting around all these smoke grenades, all these Molotovs,
Yeah.
and you just go for a fast B. That doesn't make any sense to me.
So this is the interesting thing from how Chiefs are playing it. They're kind of playing 3 players towards that B site, really shutting down that B execute from the Kings side. But as a result, on the A site, they're actually playing off, giving toilet control, giving the long control to those players on A. They go for a little bit of information and they fall back. And what it's so good about it is against a team like Kings, like you said, Zedski obviously not going to have all the smokes dialed from Sicko, and they're going to be missing that. So what they can do off of that is give them toilets control, give them long control. Hey, look, we know that they're not going to have too much of it execute. They're basically just going to have to walk into us on the bomb site. And at that point, we can burn the utility, and a nice little boost here from Tux, but isn't going to find anything towards there. But gets headshotted through the smoke.
The timing on that is impeccable from Wizard. Pulling out a little bit of magic this time around. He's been relatively quiet this series so far. Normally expects, obviously, Wizard to have a bit more performance in ends.
The timing on
Oh my
ends.
goodness, he's
Turn
behind
around,
everyone.
Man. Turn around.
Oh, why is he running? Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a little bit of a circus there as he just runs straight into those awaiting arms of Henry once again, who's always been being able to catch out the CTs off guard. And now it is going to be a 3-on-5. And they have to retake the A bomb site. It's going to be looking a little bit difficult for Chiefs. There's Alistair. He's spotted out the head of Zedski, but once again, a great trade from Wizard. Able to take him out. I think Malta are Pex at the stage. They might as well just go and save. Just do some damage. You can't really get your way into the bomb site, especially where Malta is too far away. Might as well try to take any guns forward to the next round. Keep your economy up. The Kings. Well fought. A good tactical pause to kind of bring them back the second round as Pex. A lot of shots. He's managed to find one, but I don't think he'll be able to find the second. And he might not be able to survive even.
I really like that. Keeping the pressure on them, and with the two-side players are all boxed in. Malta getting another kill towards the toilets area. Only 2 players surviving for Kings, and that's some great economic damage for Kings. Chiefs, let them win the round, but that money is not going to be able to build up. And so if they're going to lose a round, back into that double eco territory that we're talking about. But EMAG, great read after that tactical pause to highlight the fact that that toilet control has really been given up by the Chiefs, and creeping up through toilets, through the banana, and getting themselves an unawares ince. I think he might have had a little mini heart attack when he turned around and was about to shank the teammate in the back. But Chiefs, what's the approach here? If they're able to win this round out, this T-side could definitely run away from Kings.
Alistair has picked up the AWP though, and Chiefs still have enough cash in the bank to just buy up in case something does go a little bit wrong. Kings, as you mentioned, if they drop this one, their economy is completely reset, and they're back to square zero where Chiefs are just ready just to stomp on them and just kind of put their foot in a little bit more. It's already looking scary. Kings can still bring it back. You can see the emphasis now being placed towards toilet control from Chiefs. They've rotated 2 members closer. There's a flashbang. Henry's going to be the point man. Hats does well, but look at Inns. He's going to find one. Hats, 2 entry kills, and Alistair's going to now join the party. They actually stacked 3 towards A site this time. Molotov just buying a little bit more time to make sure the CTs can rotate up. They can't plan it. Oh, great shot from Hats to make sure EMAG does not go down. Down towards a 2-on-3. Oh, there you have it. Zedski. He's going to take down Pex, and Alistair through the boxes actually denies EMAG. The bomb's lost, 1-on-2 still. And this is where it's going for a couple of chance shots. Zedski, what are you doing? You can't just be out in the open. Now it's down towards a 1-on-1. Oh, Alistair, he's so close to flicking on. He's got a lot of time to work with. Doesn't know how low Hats is though, and they're just dancing around the smoke right now. A deadly tango between the two. Not really a Midnight's, I guess, ballroom that you want to be attending is Alistair. He might find the correct timing. He's coming across, and oh, he jumps up and he finds Hats. What a clutch coming out from Alistair. A 1-on-3. At least Kings get the bomb plant down, but that's devastating.
What a round there from Alistair. Getting that first pick, that Molotov on the bomb site, delaying so much. And even though there were some great headshots from the Kings players on that site hold, Alistair just so good in that clutch, and he's got 17 frags for the half already. So dominant. Someone we've really been talking about this AWP v AWP battle. Zedski hasn't really had too much in the way on his T side of that AWP, but great individual play there from Alistair. Pick after pick, so good in that situation.
All right, so another technical pause on the side of the Chiefs, and this is starting to look really, really scary. Tech pause, doesn't matter. Kings, they have a little bit of time to talk things over. But what do you change at this stage?
Yeah, it's important for them to just use this technical pause to just kind of take their breath and just realise that this is their do-or-die situation. People need to step up, and it just needs to take one person having a big game. We just saw Alistair winning 1v3. The onus is on Kings now. Someone needs to step up and get them back into this T-side.
Yeah, hopefully that one of the members can step up. I mean, you're looking particularly towards Henry. He had a really, really insane performance, and Hats, a brief glimpse of brilliance just then in that round, but it wasn't enough. 3 entry kills, and still they couldn't win the round because Alistair decided to shine even brighter and eclipse Hat's brilliance. 8-2. The economy kind of in tatters at the moment. It looks like we're out of the tech balls now. Let's see how the game is going.
Yeah, another scrappy buy here from Kings. It's going to be a pistol on EMAG. It's going to be another pistol on Liaz. Only a couple AKs across the board. And Chiefs, they've got absolutely everything you could ever want. Pistols across the board. Everyone's got a kit. Head armor. The AWP on Alistair. It's been so dominant. Kings, what's the go here? Just looks like they're just going back to the same old standard. That B site execute from PEX, they've basically eliminated that B bomb site from them. They basically had all B site confidence smashed from that solo hold from PEX. So they need something else here.
Okay, so they're barreling down long A right now. Just don't have much utility to use. As Henry's already taken a lot of damage and he's had to fall back. 46 HP is not going to be favourable as Tux. So that's not really the best flashbang to be throwing, but he will back it up with a smoke grenade. So at the very least, they're safer now towards the A bomb site. They do have to concede a little bit of territory, but they still have control of both bomb sites, which is the most important thing for them right now.
Really good little bit of pressure there from Kings. That smoke grenade from Tux is actually not ideal. A lot of T-side players do that progression smoke. Chiefs have no idea if they're already up the site, but just smack bang onto the site. EMAG running up with no teammates, and Tux picking up one with the M4 and one with the Molotov, and Ali trades it out, and running straight into their crosshair. There's 2 players, Kings, got it all to play for. 2v4 here.
And they've got a crossfire set up as well. Alistair's just gone towards long. And Wizard coming across. He has the bomb in his hand. And Ari's already tagged down. He's retrieving an AK-47, but he's only 2 bullets away from death. And they check close corner. There's just too many lines for Wizard to check it now. Ari on a 1 and 4. Liaz, he had an insane game of Mirage. And we need to see something insane right now to come out. So just try to bring it back for the Kings. And there is the start. What a 180 spray. Doesn't take any damage whatsoever with 3 members ready to gobble him up right now. Smoke is kind of favorable for him, but he does not check the line close enough. It ends. He won't miss. And now Chiefs, 1 round closer to bringing to double digits. And with everything that they want, and Kings, well, they're looking more broke than I did.
Kings just far too predictable there for Chiefs. Absolutely no pressure given towards that B-bomb site. The only time they've hit that B-bomb site is that straight off execute. Consistently, Chiefs are able to get that map control, rotate the 3rd player up towards A, and when you got that 3rd player towards A, it's so hard to hit that A-bomb site. You need to have the pressure that 3 players are towards B, or that A-bomb site is impossible to hit, especially without that smoke execute to kind of shut off that avenue. And Alice's just been destroying them, and again, they're finally hitting B, but it's on this eco, and it's running straight into the gun of PEX.
Yeah, they only retrieve an MP9. Whoa, that's a sharp shot from Inz. Looking to go in even harder and find more kills, and Maltz is going to take down the last member on that B side. It's Wizard just trying to lurk his way forward. There's nothing you can do right now because Chiefs, they're all so confident. Alistair doesn't even bother the AWP. He just whips out the pistol and just cleans up. And now, this is already a 1/2 for Chiefs. Any more rounds right now just makes their T side a little bit easier. Or not a little bit, a lot easier. Because it doesn't seem like much, right? 10-5, or maybe, say for example, 11-4 scoreline. It doesn't seem like much, but every single round means that if Chiefs are able to take a pistol round, they're just 1 step closer away to booking their flights, their accommodation, as well as a trip, I would say, for a lot of them of life.
Yeah, and with what we've seen from Chiefs, they're so dominant on this pistol round. We can basically put another three rounds on their scoreboard. So Kings really need to be able to close out these last 3 rounds. They need to change their approach to their T side. It's so predictable for here Chiefs, and we've seen consistently Chiefs have a perfect read on this. And again, look at them positioning themselves towards this B bomb site, and no pressure is towards A. That 3rd player is going to be able to rotate into B bomb site for free. And look at all these smokes, look at all these Molotovs. They're going to be running into the waiting arms of this crossfire of Chiefs.
Oh, Maltz though does miss the spray a little bit. Has to as well to at least get the answer back, and Pex just has to dance around right now. He's blinded out a little bit, but there's still the smoke on towards Monster. He's going to spray through. He finds another one, as a matter of fact. He's trying to escape, but he just walks in towards the waiting crossfire, and now 2 towards Monster ends. He's had a great series so far, but he's whiffed the spray a little bit there, and EMAG is going to punish him for that. Now down towards a 2-on-2 Tux. He won't be able to find the timing. They know where he is, and Alistair with the AWP at long distance. So Kings just looking to reset a little bit. They've got the control close towards that CT position, close towards the door, and Alistair here is in danger of being flanked right now.
So the bomb can't transition to the bomb site before it's been made clear. You can see Wizard pushing up. Alistair's coming down now. Alistair! You can't do that! That's absolutely disgusting! Emag's the last man left standing. And once again, Alistair, he's on 20 kills this half. He's now on 21. He is just single-handedly wrecking Kings and just shutting them down. A pause coming forward.
What can you say here? Kings have absolutely no way into the map. Alistair shutting down absolutely every avenue, and they need to come in with a new approach. It's so predictable here for Chiefs. It's a perfect read on the map, and Kings, they need to have a different approach.
Yeah, but what do you do? Final 2 rounds, no money left to work with. Looks like the technical pause is over. Can Kings scrounge up something? We'll have to hope they can.
We've got to wait and see.
Pistols.
Yeah.
Really, it's not the most ideal situation.
Yeah, bit of half armor here, so they're not going to have a great buy coming into the final round too. So Wizard over-investing into this round. Flash, a smoke, invested on Leaz. I'm not sure what the round loss bonus... Oh no, the round loss bonus shouldn't be too bad here. But still, look, it's not going to be the greatest buy in here. Hopefully Zeds can get the AWP coming to this, but like we said, if Kings are going to win a pistol round, it has to be this one coming up. If they were to lose this pistol round, this game is basically as good as over. And just looking for these picks with the Deagles, with the CZs, but Chiefs, so disciplined. They know that they don't need to do anything here. Just fall off of it. Fall off of it, just play the range, use your Molotovs. Alistair, just doing things that Alistair does, is just killing everyone that goes towards a bomb site and running away.
Goodness. 3 kills before he's traded out. 3 kills.
The man's too good on A. Just go B, Kings, but do it in a way
sure
that isn't incredibly...
is a man? I think Alistair transcends beyond just being a simple man.
He's just an AWP robot at the moment, just killing anything that's in his field of view. It's just a point and click. But Leaz got to find one player towards his B-bomb site. Barrels, I'm not sure how too aware of he is, but he's definitely been heard by that player. Hex. Just buys his time, gets an easy kill on the side of the head. But Kings, final round of the half, AWP on Zedski. Decent buy across the board, a couple Molotovs, but Chiefs, they have been so dominant on this CT side. What would you do here for Kings? They need to be able to push this AWP of Alistair off. Maybe bait them into thinking that it's some sort of an A site execute and hit towards those 2 plays towards B. I don't think they've had too much information relayed to them though. That's the sad thing. Their rounds that they've kind of lost, they haven't really had too much in the way of information. They've basically only just seen that there's an AWP on A bomb site. They haven't really seen how they played B. They haven't really seen how they do their early aggression, as that flash on long is a good one. And Alistair is re-peeking with that confidence straight into the AWP. Nice shot there on Tux at Tree.
He's tagged down low throw, and Alistair is now surrounded from all angles. He's coming on towards the A site. He denies the plan. What is that nose go on towards Emag? Alistair, someone stop this kid already. This is just too cruel for Kings. They're already dead.
This is just unfair at the moment. The Cats. How does he lose that gun battle to Pex? And it's all on Zedski, the substitute. He's done some great things with this AWP, but I think this might be too much for him here, especially with that bomb down towards long. And Zedski, what can you really do here? The round looked like it was finally Kings have kind of something gone their way, and then Alistair basically just does Alistair thing on the A bomb site and hits no scopes, hits AWPs, and then little do we know, the round just collapses.
That's pretty much the story of the Kings half. It looked so promising at the start, and then the door effectively was just cracked open, broken down with a sledgehammer. I don't know. What other analogies can we use? Trebuchet is just like... Trebuchet is just launching catapults.
Shot an RPG at the house. Like, every single fundamental of this house they've built basically got torn down in front of them. And that Molotov straight under the feet of Zensky, and that was too easy for Pex. And he's not even going to wait for that Molotov. He's just going to throw that smoke down, get the defuse, and close out the half with a 13-2. And this is what we were talking about. If Chiefs were getting on that CT side, we didn't really expect Alistair to drop a 30 bomb in the first half. But
he didn't get a 30 yet, but 26.
The fundamentals from Chiefs were just so good, controlling the map, and such a great read on the Kings.
And you look on the Kings side, though, there's just no kills across the board. I mean, there was one round, 4 kills from Emag. And your top fragger has 9 kills on the T side. It's just not good enough. I think just on the overall whole, Kings have not fired up on the T side. Not enough strategy behind it, and you can kind of see. Either they've gone towards A really slowly by basic toilet smokes, but there wasn't any like really good blanket smokes on the A bomb site or pop flashes. On the B site, it was just kind of like
Russia, one star.
It was like channeling the Russian spirit. Rush B, no stop. That's it. That's their entire strat pool.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The depth really wasn't there, and for a team like Chiefs on the T side, with 3 rounds, they've got no room to play with. Kings, absolutely no wiggle room, and they need to get this pissed around. If they want to get to Korea, this is where it starts right now. Round by round, get this pissed around, grind out those ecos, and then you're at a point where you can possibly get something to do. Get that AWP in Zetsky's hand and get those solid riflers, Wizard, EMAG, Hats, Liaz, all great riflers, but they need to have the weaponry in their hands. Get it up against these ecos of B of Chiefs, but what a great flash there as EMAG completely blind on site, and Ince gets 2 easy entries there on the B bomb side.
But Hats is still alive, and Harry's just doing work at ABC earlier as well, and Hats has found 2. Alistair, nothing to do as Hats still holding angle. What a start on the pistol round for Kings. That's exactly what you need if you want to build your comeback in towards the overpass campaign. And Chiefs, they're just going to force straight up. Didn't get the bomb plant down, but you really need the bomb plant when you're up 13-2, now 13-3. They're just going to go straight at them.
Yeah, with the confidence they've got in them, they're not going to worry about ecoing. They're just going to basically keep the pressure on Kings, keep that money low. Like we said, basically Chiefs know that at some point something's going to go right for them. If they just basically go through the strat book, something's going to click, and at that point Kings got no wiggle room. At that point, get a round or 2 and the game's over. So Kings need to build that money up. Need to have some clean ecos here. If they were to lose a lot of people in these rounds, any point at which they lose a round, which is definitely going to happen with the way Alice is playing, I think the guy could win a round on himself, that they're going to be on a double eco, and who knows what can happen at that point. Good start there from Wizard as he picks up Ince.
Yeah, a little bit of damage, but you get the kill and you just fall back. You still have the position, but look at this pushing in now as Pex is going to pick, and Zetsky, he misses most of the shots, and this just exposes Hats to the flank. They've now got control of the A side, but the bomb is actually nowhere near. So they're just going to have to take the aim deals. Got a lot of time to go back and retrieve the package. Wizard now coming close. Oh my goodness, he doesn't peek in time. And Alistair and Pex, once again, the Chiefs just team up. And it was all to EMAG. He's on 2 HP. You might as well have no chance at 2 HP. Oh, Kings. This is not how you should lose on the anti-eco. Forced by the Australian pistols, just way too strong. Is it the Australian pistols too strong? Or just the rifles too weak? I don't know. But another technical pause coming forward.
Absolutely nothing there from Kings. This is where we're talking about. It just looks like they're in shambles at the moment. Positions weren't being held against those pistols, able to creep up long, able to creep up toilets, and basically got overwhelmed. And at that point, you need to have that information, especially against those anti-ecos. You can't just let them have that much space and creep up on you.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much, I would say, all it for this map. Now Chiefs of the T, side control. Tech pause is over. Let's see if they can close out of Kings, if they can also pull an Australian special.
So it's going to need a Kings special here if they're going to be able to get back into this one after what has been such a dominant overpass here from Chiefs. But you got to wait and see. They are forcing into this round. Only the a couple pistols across the board, nothing in the way of kits. Only the one flashbang on Liaz, and you got to feel for him right here. This is a heartbreaking way to lose a possibility to represent Australia in Korea.
Okay, looks like they're stacking up towards the B side, but Tarks will open up towards Hats, who was getting aggressive and underpass. His aggression is going to be stopped, and there's a flashbang to try to push towards the B site. Malta is going to fall back towards the nightclub. There is a nightclub there, believe it or not.
Is he going to go for a dance?
Yeah, maybe. The doors are closed off, and Kings, they get a little bit of territory, but they just have to back right off. There's just nothing they can really do to push in any further, and now Chiefs are just systematically taking control of the map. They have nothing to fear right now. When you've got so many points ahead, where you just have SMGs winning deals, you're not taking any damage on the back of the force buy. You're just so confident. You know that you're this close towards booking your flights, and Zetsky, he has a chance to strike right now. And there you have it. He does manage to take out Alistair. He won't be able to shoot the M4 though, and the Chiefs just flood the position.
He's got to get back, but he's got no one there at the A-bomb site to help him. And he's just about to get flanked from behind. No one's there to support him. He needs to be calling for those rotations. Turn behind. No, Zetsky is tucked straight onto that A-bomb site. Had absolutely no idea. Kings, the comms, where were they? Why is that not getting relayed to his teammates? He saw at least 2 people in the toilets. No one was there to help him, and it's all down to Liaz and EMAG. Liaz, he's got the bomb here, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Players both sides of him here, and he gets taken down by Pex. And EMAG, all to play for. I think he just got spotted there from Tux, so he's going to need something special here.
And Tux is going to jump across, so he spots him out. I think this is all over. 5-7 in hand only. This is now 12. Not only just match point, but as well as a chance to represent Australia internationally.
Yeah, championship point here from Chiefs, and my God, do they have some leeway here. Just a couple of deagles across the board. They've got all the time in the world. They just know they need to chip one round across, but the way that they're playing, it looks like they're just going to keep playing with that same aggression, that same confidence. They know at some point they're going to be able to get them over the line and into Korea.
And just stacking up. Still as a default, they're playing respectfully. And this is really what you expect from the Chiefs. 15-3 up. You have 12 rounds. You could just charge at them, really. But they're still just playing passively back as now it looks like Liaz or Anna is just pushing very, very close up towards that playground area. And he'll find Alistair and take him out. Will take a little bit of damage, but the AK is now on the ground. He doesn't have the position to really retake it, though, as the rest of the Chiefs. Oh, Wizard, he might find the timing towards ends. He spotted him out. He won't be able to get the kill with the CZ. Well, EMAG will be able to answer through the wooden partition. But that's just insult to injury. You have the positioning, you have the angle, and you still lose the duel.
Yeah, he had everything going for him, including the timing, and doesn't get the kill. But looks like this B-bomb site's just starting to get its way worked into it. But that bomb's still a T-spawn.
And now it's all down towards Hats. He's the only thing that's standing between Chiefs and the championship point. And now the AK has come close. He's going to take him out. And Hats is going to fall. Nothing is going to stop Chiefs from securing that flight, that championship towards South Korea. Congratulations, Chiefs. You are the Australian representatives to take it against all the others in the world.
That was incredible. Thanks so much, Kevin and Stuart. What an incredible game. What an incredible finish. 16-3. It was 1-1. Neck-and-neck games for the first and second. Mirage Kings played so strong. And now, they just fell away. 16-3. Chiefs took it away. Like you said, Chiefs wanted to secure their spot to Korea. What an incredible thing. I mean, what was happening there? How did Kings just fall apart?
There's a couple of the things that we were talking about earlier. There's still a recent lineup where they're still trying to figure out things, how everyone's gelling into the lineup, what strategies they want to employ. Maybe Overpass isn't really one of their strong maps. Sure, they did 15-0 Atletico on their own CT side, but we didn't have enough to see what they had on their T side. And that was really their weakness at the end of the day. New lineup, they had a substitute, they didn't know enough strategies, and Chiefs just came out running hot. And when Alistair's in that form, what do? It's like versing anyone else who's in peak form. You just get absolutely blasted, and it's just like, I'm getting killed by this guy. Someone help me. They get help in, and that guy's getting blasted as well. And it's just like, what do you do?
It's a total shutdown, right?
Yeah, you get yourself way into the round, and then Alistair no-scopes 3 of you, and you're like, what can we basically do? And like Krath was saying, they've shown a good CT side in the past, but when Chiefs get 12 rounds on their CT side and win pistol, you've got no leeway. We didn't even see a single buy round of them on the CT side, so it all came down to that T side. No depth in their strategy. They couldn't really take it to Chiefs, and Chiefs just jumped out of the gates and really showed us why they're such a class team and why they were being so dominant for such a long period of time. And they definitely wanted to go to Korea because Alistair was playing lights out.
Well, talking about that, going to Korea, looking how they just played, so strong, quite in control. You could see that they were working really well, and Alistair's performance and how the team just backs each other up. What do you think about their performance going forward to, say, playing at the World Championships in November?
I guess I'll answer this one first, because there's just there's a massive variety of different teams. And even though we saw, I guess, one iteration of how Counter-Strike is meant to be played today, that's very much a very Australian style. It's, down under, we're coming at you, Cobber, mate. But for European style, it's really, really controlled. So some of the European countries, I'd say, would match up quite decently against Australia and vice versa, because you can see that we're trying to bring in some strategical depth. But the big problem, I'd say, is actually versing the Asian teams. And not because it's not disrespect to the Asian teams, but they play very aggressive, very fast-paced style, and they can catch off the Australian style very quickly. And that's always been, I guess, a flaw, even going back towards 1.6, towards Source, when we had a lot of international teams for Counter-Strike as well. We lost a lot towards Asian teams because their aggression was just so controlled, and it just completely overwhelmed us.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. And, just talking to that Sonic last year in Jakarta, I think it was, you took on Tailu, which was representing China, and the team did fairly okay. And then it was actually Finland that ultimately closed us out of the tournament at the Worlds.
Was it Finland? I thought it was the other way around. But
or did we overcome Finland and then we were taken out by Thailand?
Yeah, but they're both like, that's the thing where it's so great for Australia to be able to kind of test yourself against these top international teams. And there's some great teams around the world, but those kind of Chinese and especially those Europeans, they've got such a professionalism and such a class to their play that it really gives it's a great experience to be able to test yourself and be able to compare yourself to international competition. These guys are some great players, and for Chiefs, it's a great honour to represent Australia, but they also can just test themselves and kind of compare where they are in the global scheme of things.
Much appreciated, Stuart, for that insight. So while we have Annabelle getting prepared with Kings to get some words, quickly, guys, who's the MVP for each of you?
Alistair, like I said, all you need to do is shine at one moment, and that's all you need to do. In the final map, he definitely shined. It's hard to say because a lot of the Chiefs players were playing really well, and then for the side of Kings, not so well. But Ali, like, what do you say?
Yeah, you have to put it to Alistair. Like, some great performance on that T side of train to kind of get them started, and then basically just grab the bull by the horns in that last map and drag them to Korea, basically.
I agree. Alistair all the way. All right, we have Annabelle down with Kings Gaming. She's going to get some words with the captain and the team.
Thanks, Darren. I'm back this time with all of Kings. So, Chris, that was our third and final game. Unfortunately, though, you did lose. What went wrong? You guys were so strong in the second game.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the maps are totally different. Overpass lends itself to a lot of structure, which we just didn't have with the sub, unfortunately. But Chiefs played really well on that last map as well.
You guys were really interesting to watch. So have you learned anything from this? And going into any new games in the future, what strategies will you put into place?
I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, yeah, I think we picked up on a couple of tendencies. We'll have to just see if they replicate them again.
Awesome. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks for coming. Back to you.
The 2017 AEL Nationals are proudly sponsored by AOC, the official monitor sponsor.
Such composure from Kings. You know, they're the runners-up. Excellent things from there. So Annabelle's just going to get ready with Chiefs. Who do you think was what was the moment, the play, the actual best, I guess, most interesting moment in the grand finals there? For me, it was when Inns came out there, surprised, tried to pull out his knife and get that little stab in, but, you know, nothing happened there. What about for you guys?
I'll let you answer this one first, actually.
Well, my main one was the 1v4 on train on inner bomb side. That's basically like, you completely saw Kings had basically built their momentum back up, and kind of what we saw in Mirage, where they had the momentum and they were playing some good CS, but Ian's basically broke them with that 1v4. Some crazy individual shots, but also the presence of mind and the composure in such a high pressure situation to take his time, hold that plant, hold the defuse, and then win it.
Yeah, for me, actually, I'm going to say it's a little bit more of an unconventional play, but the Pex 4-kill on towards the B-bomb site.
Impressive.
Because I think, given the context, it was still early on. It was like a 5-1 scoreline, so I would have said Inns as well, but that's already been covered. Whereas, unfortunately, but for that Pex, like, 4-kill, they never went towards the B site like full spirited ever again. There was no executes. They went there scared every single time. And it doesn't matter. All you have to do is just one round. You shut them out of the B bomb site. You funnel them towards the A site, and you just let Alistair once again just go lights out. He just, 1-2, good night, and there you have it. They're going to South Korea.
It's a true gatekeeper moment. Okay, we have Annabelle with Chiefs. Let's get some words from the champions.
Thanks, guys. I'm back here with Chiefs. So congratulations on winning, guys. That was an amazing game. Tyler, how do you think your team performed?
On the two maps we won, we played pretty good, fairly well. It still sucks that they had a sub, so they probably weren't playing as good as they could have been. But overall, I still think we played really well.
Yeah, you guys were amazing. How do you feel about going to Korea? That's really exciting.
It's very exciting. I always want to go to South Korea. It's one of the places I wanted to go to travel as a gamer. Really excited to represent Australia over there. And, I think everyone's really keen. It's time to start preparing for it.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you there. So we'll look forward to seeing them in Korea. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Annabelle, for that. There you have it, the champions. In such good spirits. I think they're excited to go to Korea and represent the country. So, essentially, how do you think they're going to perform overseas representing the country? Where do you think we'll place?
I feel like we're definitely going to make it out of groups, but it depends. Not all the teams are qualified just yet, hey? So I think it's going to depend on where the teams qualify. I think Chiefs have always been one of the best teams to represent Australia overseas, because I think that they've got such a consistency to their level of play. So anything's the limit for them. If they turn up and Alistair is kind of doing the things that we saw today, anything can really happen. But I think at a minimum, we should be getting out of groups.
Yeah. Kev, do you think we have a medal chance?
I'm going to be bold and say that Chiefs or Australia will definitely make it to the semi-finals. I'm going to be bold and say that.
Excellent. I like the excitement in that. Well, there you have it, everyone. That's our grand finalists. Chiefs will represent Australia, joining us in the national team at the 9th Esports World Championship, where they will play against over 40 other nations in South Korea at the IESF's World Championship there. I have been Karen, aka Kwan. This has been Kevin, aka Kareth, and Stuart, aka Sonic, who have been our wonderful commentators bringing these awesome games for you tonight. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time as we watch our national team head to the World Championships.
The 2017 AEL Nationals are possible thanks to Sennheiser, AOC, eBlue, and Origin PC.